dream big, I trade smart. My thoughts align with wealth, success, and abundance. I deserve success because I work for it and stay disciplined. I let it go of doubt. I let go of fear. My mind is renewed every day with wisdom and strength. I focus on solutions, not problems. I attract profitable trades and opportunities. I am a successful, focused, and profitable trader. I am unstoppable and I am victorious. I am grateful for every opportunity to trade and grow. I give thanks for my progress, my lessons, and my success. I attract prosperity and I steward it wisely. Every day, I am becoming a better trader. My trading provides freedom and abundance. I speak life, blessings, and success into my trading journey. I am grateful for the wisdom to manage risk and profit. I celebrate my growth and resilience. My heart is full of gratitude. My mind is at peace. I am prosperous in my thoughts, my trades, and my life. I think big, I dream big, I trade smart.
What is the TP family and how do you become part of it? Don't worry. If you're watching this, you're already part of the TP family. Now, before you ask, no, it's not take profit. That's the first thing traders think, right? TP stands for trading psychology. When Cliff Cheqona created this community, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He wanted to create a space for traders built around a simple truth. Most traders lose because their mindset isn't ready for success. So what's the TP family? It's not a company. It's not an organization. It's a movement of traders who are done chasing shortcuts, done trading emotionally, and done feeling like they're alone in this journey. Now, let me be clear. We're not here to build another Telegram or Discord group. You don't need more chats or endless notifications. All you have to do is follow our content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where we deliver everything. Masterclasses, podcast clips, mindset tips, and even those hard truths no one else will tell you about trading. Our vision for 2025 is simple. Education. We teach traders what really matters, not just strategies, but the mindset behind them. Through our TP Masterclass, podcasts, and content, we make sure traders know how to manage themselves first. Community. The TP family is all about connection, but instead of chat rooms, we meet through meaningful content that actually helps you grow. Tools. We're creating journals, simulations, and practical resources to help you track your progress and improve your trading behavior. The TP family is here to change the way traders think forever. We're not about quick wins. We're about creating strong, resilient, unstoppable traders. Welcome to the movement. Let's make 2025 the year you fix your mind and fix your trading. What is the TP?
Hi, TP family, and welcome back to another TP Masterclass. I just want to start by showing some love to everyone that always tunes into the TP Masterclass. We really appreciate you guys. But if this is your first time, just put it in the comment section that today is your first time, and then I'll give you a shout out. If you are from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, UK, US, you are always welcome because you guys are always locked in. And we thank you for showing up. And if you are watching the replay, just type replay in the comments so that we know you were here, so that we know you are always here watching with us. And again, if this is your first time joining the TP Masterclass, we want to say a big welcome. Just drop and say first time in the chat so that I can welcome you properly when I next come on the screen. And this is not just a class, this is a family, and we are glad that you found us to be able to help with your trading psychology and much more than that. And if you are new and you are wondering where to begin, do not worry, we already have a TP Masterclass playlist right here on YouTube. So you just have to go on YouTube and type on the playlist and you should see TP Masterclass right there for you to start watching. And you always need to start from what is really trading psychology. That is the video we want you to start watching from. That episode will help you understand why we are doing this and what this community is really about, because we don't just talk about charts, we deal with the mindset behind the trades. And also from Monday to Friday, we post what we call the TP declarations. It's just a picture with few powerful words written on it. Don't scroll past it. Pause to read it out loud. Repeat it 7 times as it says in the instructions. Speak it over your day and let it enter your system, because before you enter the market, you need to enter with the right mindset. And these declarations are not just quotes, they are tools for your alignment with the financial market. Okay, so let's take a moment, wherever you are, just start breathing. We do this technique here called the 478 technique. So before you start receiving any information from Kema, from Willis, from Cliff, just take a minute to breathe in, to bring your attention to the TP Masterclass, and make sure to avoid every distraction. Remove every distraction that could distract you from receiving what you have to receive, from receiving your light bulb moment. So make sure you remove every distraction, and make sure to grab your notebook and your journal, because this moment is for you. So do not just watch, make sure you participate, and something you hear today might unlock something you have been carrying for years. So, one more quick note, but very serious reminder: this space is really built for healing and clarity and truth. So, if anyone in the comments is trolling or spamming or distracting others, or anything outside of what we do here on the TP Masterclass, we will remove you from the live session. So make sure that you are keeping it respectful. It's not personal, it's just about protecting the atmosphere that we have built here on the TP Masterclass. Because people are really here to learn and also transform their lives and their future. So please respect this space and honor the process. So without any further talking, it's time to get started. Make sure to open your heart and stay present, and let's go deep. So let me know where you are tuning in from in the comment section as well, and give everyone a shout out. Thank you. So we have people tuning in from, we have Enoch from who's tuning in on the TP Masterclass for the first time. He says, I am new to the channel, and he's joining all the way from South Africa. You're welcome. We have Collins from USA, South Sudan, Nelson. Yes, it's always me. We UAE. Hello everyone, welcome. So I'm just gonna pass it on to the next segment now. I'll be right back as well. Thank you guys.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right. Can you guys see me okay? I don't know if my lighting is not that great, or maybe it's a bit too close. Let's have a look. I think it's a little bit better, hopefully. Well, I'm here now. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Thank you, Shells, for the introduction. And thank you, B. Collins. Yeah, guys, welcome to the TP Masterclass. Welcome to the book review segment. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Willis Oromi, and I'm a trader. I've been a trader now for the past 4.5 years. We thank God. And yeah, I'm super excited. The fact that, number one, I'm a part of this journey. Number two, because I'm a part of this platform, experiencing and sharing the exact same vision as every single person who's on the panel, but more so especially for those who are tuning in, not just for the first time, but who have also been a part of this wonderful family now for the past couple of weeks. All right, as it says in the vision and clearly explains that this is not just a company, this is actually a movement. It's a mindset. It's a shift in our minds in order to make the right decisions, to do the right things in our lives, not just so much particularly just trading as well. All right. How can I even begin? I'll probably begin by saying this. The last maybe 15 or so weeks of the TP Masterclass has been an absolute blessing, life-changing. It's been incredible from my perspective. I think it's really important to share that because, of course, as panelists, as people who are speaking, oftentimes we want to also understand where we are rolling. I know we might not often do it all the time, but I'm going to do it myself as a person who's quite transparent and really open to share, even as a form of testimony, how it's in fact impacted my life. And I hope it does the exact same thing for each and every single person, even if it's just one person that this impacts. All right. So for me personally, the TP Masterclass has been amazing from a teaching perspective because I'm learning myself, but also for the individuals who are brand new and they're also learning themselves as well. To be able to share the knowledge and the information has been incredible. I've grown a lot. I've done a lot. I've applied a lot of the principles that we've been speaking about to see the results. From a results perspective, from trading, I can happily say that this week has been great. From a consistency perspective, I'll give you maybe a bit of numbers in terms of, actions and so on and so forth. This week, maybe I first of all, I don't trade on Mondays. I take that as a reset day, right? I take that like as a reset day to really work on my mind, to really spend time aside, and especially because I'm somebody who's a family person. And then my trading day typically starts on a Tuesday to Friday, always. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've taken maybe something like six trades for the entire week with one loss, one break even, and the rest were wins. All right. So, it's been great. I'm happy to share that because, of course, it's just to give you an idea of what my day-to-day is like, from a fellow retail trader to yourselves as well, and to anybody who might even be listening to this who's also a professional. Okay. That's my testimony for the week. I hope to be sharing more and more testimonies each and every single week. But most importantly, the information that we share, it's important that you apply it, listen to it, keep on reapplying it, and keep on reapplying it because it actually does change your mind. Okay. So that's how I wanted to basically start off this segment. I do genuinely hope that the information that we do share is as life-changing, to be able to apply the right things and to see the results of a lot of these principles that we're explaining here. By the way, I'm going to say this one more time. Anybody who asks me, try your best. I don't class or see myself as a mentor. I don't see myself as a teacher or a leader, all of this kind of things. I see myself very much as a student to the game. I'm always going to say this. I will remain a student to the game as much as possible. All right. And it's a blessing to be able to be here on this platform. All right. So let's get right into it. We had a great couple of weeks of reading and diving deep into the psychology of money, something that I thoroughly enjoy, something that's really transformed the way I think. And honestly, I always say this in the last couple of days. I've been saying this a lot. I said, if I had read this particular book and studied it the way that we've been doing in the last couple of weeks, who I am today probably would have been maybe 2-3 years ago, right? It would have probably put me ahead by 2 to 3 years simply because of the information and how it's been applied as well. Okay. But of course, it's not the end of the world. That's the reason why we're doing this masterclass, to work on our minds, right? Now, we are going to be going into the new segments, the new book. I'm going to surprise you. In fact, let's actually do this in the chat right now. Does anybody know the book that we are going to be? You can take a wild guess. Anybody have an idea of the new book or the next book that we're going to be reading? Just a wild guess. Anybody in the chat? Just please take a guess. Let me know in the chat. Let's see who's the first person to get it. I personally don't think anybody would get it. If honestly, if you do get it, I'll be so surprised. Wow, I'm actually really surprised. The first person It says The Secret of the Millionaire Mind. Maybe it was a mention from the previous week. Maybe that was the case. Maybe I do apologize. But maybe Atomic Habits. Okay, cool. Atomic Habits. Okay. Anybody else? Any guesses? Someone else said Atomic Habits. Another person said Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Okay. Inner Excellence. Okay. I've never heard of that book before, but it sounds excellent. What else? What are some other things that people think that we're going to be reading for the next couple of weeks? Let's just have a look. Okay, I just joined the TP Masterclass on May the 4th, and I am really grateful to God for leading me here. Thank you, Cliff Cheqona. We thank you as well, Karen. Think and Grow Rich, an all-time classic. Let's have a look. I'm going to take maybe 2 more guesses. I think there's a few more that just come in. Emmanuel said The 7 Habits of Effective People. Think and Grow Rich again. Somebody says Psychology of Money, which we've actually gone through for the last 15 or so weeks. And let's just take one more guess, in fact. Trading in the Zone. I love that option. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, cool. So time to reveal one more. I think The Richest Man in Babylon. That's a good read. It could be The Millionaire. There's so many in the chat. I can't keep up at the minute. It could be Millionaire Fastlane, Millionaire Mindset. These are all incredible. I don't want to kind of skip comments. So I'll probably read the last comment. It says here, "Good evening, sir. I'm filled with greed, but I have not received the feedback from my email." That's fine. I'm sure this will definitely be addressed by the team very, very soon. So that'll be like the last time I'm going to read through the comments. But thank you, each and every single person that has shared their ideas of the next book. But I'm going to reveal it right now that the next book that we're going to be studying together, locking arms, holding hands, is going to be The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So thank you, Nelson. You got it first. You were first in the comments. The Secret of the Millionaire Mind is certainly the book that we are going to be diving into for the next couple of weeks. I'm super excited because I've started reading it myself, and I've also started listening to the book as well. All right. Super, super excited. Let's just share some gratitude, some appreciation, some excitement in the chat. If you guys are excited for this book, just drop some comments, some fire emojis, some number ones in the chat, and we will continue to get moving. All right. Let's have a look. Let's see. So guys, whilst we do that, I'm going to basically introduce this particular book. And I'm going to be sharing a few things just to kind of provoke your mind a little bit. Okay. It certainly provoked my mind, and I certainly hope it will do the exact same for you. Let's just have a look at the lighting to see if we can change it. This is maybe a little bit better. Maybe I enjoy this one a little bit better. Perfect. All right. So Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. The first thing I want you to write down is this. It's just letters. In fact, this should be really, really easy. T for, as in T, the letter T. The next letter I want you to write down is F. Okay, so the first letter is T. The next letter is F. The third letter is A. Okay, and then the fourth letter is the letter R, as in R for Romeo. Okay, so I'll say that one more time. The first letter is T, and yes, you can interact in the chat. You can put it in the chat. The second letter is F. The third letter is A, and the last letter is R. Okay, and I'm going to take the time to explain what this actually is. All right, so number one, F. What does F stand for? Think. Okay, it stands for how we think. Number two, the F, it stands for feeling or feel, how we feel. Okay. Number three, it stands for A. A stands for, it stands for action, but I would even give one extra. I would say application. I think application, the way I understand the word and the term application, is really a bit more profound than action. Okay. And then the last letter, which is R, stands for results. So I'll say that one more time. T, it stands for think or thinking. The F stands for feel or feeling. The A stands for action or even application. And then the R stands for results. Okay. So what are we talking about here? Now, just to give you a quick summary, I haven't really on purpose dug deep into the chapters or the segments, especially with this particular book. It's a massive, long parts. It's divided into parts. I think some of the parts last 50 pages, another part is like over 100 pages, but I'm sure there's many segments that's dissected throughout the entire book as I continue to read it, right? So we'll figure out a way to really break it down week by week. But as an overall summary, just from an introduction perspective, okay, this book teaches us how to think, okay? But think like what? Think like who? Well, first of all, the question I have for each and every single person is, why do you think the way you think? Why are you the way you are currently? I hope everybody takes this, doesn't take it as personal as I think some people may. So I do apologize, but my context of why I say that is, why are you the way you are? And the reason that I think the way that we are currently wired is also is massively impacted by the way that we think. The way that we think has led us to become the people that we are today. Let that sink in for a moment. And if you don't understand it, I'm going to take some time to break it down as some form of introduction, as I said. Cool. So let's just take this as an example, right? The example that I want to share is this, is that let's just talk about copy trading, for instance. I'm somebody who has copy traded before. I'm not saying copy trading is like, don't ever copy trade. To some level, you may want to copy trade, especially if you're brand new to trading, brand new to the industry, and you don't know how to buy, how to sell, how to use the platforms, how to connect your like. What I'm saying here is copy trading as a beginner is good for exposure, but I'm gonna damage your thinking a little bit, especially for those who kind of love the idea of copy trading. I'm gonna really damage your thinking a little bit. I hope you catch this. But copy trading, what is copy trading? Copy trading is the idea of somebody, as it's sold online nowadays. You subscribe to an expert who has a little bit more experience at trading, and they simply provide the knowledge and the information. All you simply need to do is copy and paste it to your mobile phone. And once it's copied and pasted, you'll simply translate the same type of profits that they will be generating, or let's just say the similar type of results. So let's just say somebody says, this is my entry point. Everybody jump in right now at 636 at this gold position for a buy. And my take profit would be 100 pips, which would be where my head is, right? Just as an analogy. This is where the take profit is. As soon as the price goes from where my hand is right here to this level at the take profit, we should be exiting the trade and everybody should make the same money. I really want to dumb it down as much as possible, especially for those who really have no idea what pips is, what trading is, especially if you're brand new. Okay, I really want to dumb it down as much as I can possibly, especially with the time that I'm limited to, right? But that's what copy trading is. You simply copy the information that the expert gives you, you copy it to your own platform, and basically translate similar results. The same amount of pips, the same amount of profit target. Now your account might be $100. The expert's account might be $100,000. Okay, so although their profits are a lot more than yours, the results in terms of from this level to this level will translate to be the exact same thing. That's copy trading, right? Now, here's the part that I really want to destroy a lot of people's brain cells a little bit for a sec, right? Have you ever heard of the term profits are better than wages? If I'm not mistaken, that saying may come from the book Think and Grow Rich. And I might be wrong, but I know it comes from either that book or a similar book when it comes to mindset. But profits are better than wages. So that's number one. Why do I say that? Is it because trading is a bit like wages? No, not necessarily. But the way I see it is this. When it comes to copy trading, right, the idea is you're copying somebody's idea. Now, what happens if that person does not trade today? Jim Rohn. Thank you, Nelson, from Jim Rohn. What happens if that person does not trade today, and you're on your last pennies and you really needed to pay your rent, and you're depending on that particular trade to maybe over leverage, to maybe hit a particular target, to make the money to withdraw it the following day? Then what happens? It's a bit like going to work, using up your time, and at the end of your time, you get a paycheck. If you do not go to work, you don't get that paycheck. The same way, if you do not copy that trade, you do not receive the potential or the idea of potentially reaching a certain profit level or target. I hope you guys are still following with me. Okay. So my point here is this. It's not because I simply want to talk about trading and copy trading. I'm giving this as an example for you to understand that when it comes to copy trading, why am I saying that profits are better than wages? So you've got somebody here who earns wages, and then you've got another person that earns profits. So person A earns wages, but they want to translate from just earning wages to earning a profit. What is required to go from somebody earning just wages to go to somebody who's earning a profit? What is the process? Well, it comes with this. It comes with their way of thinking. Okay, it comes with their way of thinking. Now, apologies for offending some people who might have been copy trading for, I don't know, a year, and maybe they're getting the results. Look, it's not every single person that's going to fail. Some people succeed, but I think the majority of people just simply don't have life-changing results when it comes to copy trading, right? However, when it comes to understanding where the profits come from, it's not just a monetary value, but it's a mindset. It's a mindset that changes from just thinking I'm going to receive an idea and copy it. But it's that, I love the last comment, the mental process. I'll take it one step further. The mental transformation from just thinking as somebody who's like an employee earning wages to somebody who wants to earn a profit. It's the same thing as somebody who decides I want to master trading, but I understand that I need to change the way I think. I need to master my mind. I need to fix the way that I think in order to think like an actual profitable trader. What is a profitable trader? Reality is a profitable trader is not somebody who copies somebody else's trades. It's somebody who understands to some degree the market. They might not understand everything, but they are on their way to riches because of the subscribing to process, the subscribing to understanding the market, the subscribing to fixing their mentality and their mindset. I hope you guys are following me. Like I said, it's not to offend any single person that's been copy trading before, but understand that the point of, you know, understanding where you're just receiving copy trades and then doing your own trades, it requires for you to shift your mindset. Okay. If you are somebody who decides I want to become successful and profitable at trading, it requires you to think differently. It requires you to really think differently. I hope you guys are following, right? And it's a little bit like myself. I explained to you, I think last week or the week before, that when I started trading, I was doing it with a group of friends and, you know, with a particular organization, a company, right? And I was really upset at the fact that not many people, I was copying and pasting, bearing in mind, but many people were not subscribing to the idea of learning how to trade properly, spending the time, the hours, understanding what these things mean, back testing, right? Understanding what NAS 100 even is. That's my favorite pair, by the way. Understanding what it is. It's not just an instrument. What is it? What is it? What is NAS 100? What is it made up of? Made up of, right? Why do people trade it? What's the historical purpose of the NAS 100? How does it move? Like every little detail. People were not subscribing to the idea of learning how to trade, but they just love the idea of making money and copying somebody else's idea. Hope you guys understand this so far, right? So it's that mental transformation that I wanted. I said, look, I need to learn this. I need to do everything I can to surround myself with the right people, the right information, in order for me to change the way I think, separate myself from my environment, and surround myself with the environment that's necessary in order for me to grow. So then the question goes that I have for you, is where do you get your information from? So that's question number one. And question number two would be, where do you get the way you think from? So where do you get your information from? And where do you get your thinking from? Let me take you one step back. The person who's sending you trades for you to copy, how do they think before they even send the trade out in the first place? How do they think? They're probably in a way better position. They're making money. So for them, they're doing you a favor to say, I'm going to send out the trade. Anybody who wants to copy can copy it. whoever the agenda is, they're making money through trading or they're making money through selling the idea to you and you pay for their subscription. The idea is this: how do they think? How do they get to the position of thinking the way to send the information? Where do you receive your information from? The reality is all of us are wired, and our mindset and our mentality comes from sometimes our parents, our upbringing, our surroundings, and it's often not our fault. But you still have to identify and question and say, hold on a minute, why do I think the way I think? And what would it take for me to change the way I think in order for me to get the outcome that I'm expecting to get? Here's a receiving example, right? Let's just say somebody, I love the last comment. I haven't read it properly, but I'll probably address it in just a moment. But let's just say somebody, I'm going to use this scenario again. You got person A and then you got person B. Person A receives $100 and person B receives $100 as well. They receive the exact same amount of money. Now, person A, they receive $100 and they're you know, they might not necessarily be, let's just say this, person A and person B, they have similar situations. They're probably both in debt. They need £500 or $500, right? Now, person A receives it with gladness. They receive the information and says, you know what? I now need £400. I now need to find a way to get $400 to make up the total of $500. Now, person B, they receive the same $100. Well, guess what they do? They complain. It's not enough. I appreciate the $100, but in my mind, it's not enough. I need $500 and this guy's only giving me $100. So guess what that mindset does? Eventually, it might even allow the person to squander the money and say, look, it's not going to pay for what I need to pay. So let me just do nothing with it. In fact, let me just hoard it. Let me keep it and do nothing with it. Whereas person A is receiving it with gladness. And because of his way of thinking, he's now positioned himself to now go out there, maybe ask somebody else, maybe seek some help. And because of his approach, because of his mindset, because of his smile on his face, he becomes approachable. And maybe he received the other $400, or maybe he's found it in a form of investing and multiplying that 100 into 500. Do you see how person A and person B can be very different? And the same thing applies for all of us. The way you receive information is really important. I'm going to say this because we've been on this TP Masterclass now as episode number 18. So it's going to be 18 weeks now. There are some people on this call who, I'm going to say it like this, unfortunately, the reality and the mindset hasn't really changed. And it's simply because of the way you receive. It's simply because of the way that you receive what we are sharing with you. And then there's some people on the masterclass as part of our family where their lives have actually truly changed from a financial and a monetary perspective, and also some people from a mental perspective. Some people, honestly speaking, who have really had, you know, different thoughts that are coming through their minds because of the troubling time they may have been going through. And we thank God that maybe their situation has changed, their mindset has changed, and it's no longer now the case. So it's really important how you receive the information. But if you're not ready to receive, sometimes this information we're sharing with you is actually pointless. There's nothing for us to do. We can't change it unless you have changed the way you receive. And I really do hope that this is a message for anybody that might be listening to this for the very, very first time. Okay. So here's the last kind of remarks that I want to share with you before we dive deep into the next couple of weeks for the secrets of the millionaire mind. It's all about the way we think. We're really going to dive deep. And if, you know, Kema and if Cliff hasn't already done it enough, I'm going to reiterate it myself today. Okay. It's the way we think that wires our results. In fact, the way we think, it wires the way we feel. And the way we feel will determine the type of action and application that will determine the type of results that we are going to get. And there's a reason why we say declare, repeat after me. We post the declarations up every single day on YouTube as a post. And if you bypass it, you ignore it, then there's no problem. It just means you might not get the results that you should be getting, right? But I said it in the beginning, TFAR. Think, feel, apply to get the results. It's that simple. I'll share a few things with you before I close. So the first thing is this. There's a saying that says death and life is in the power of the tongue. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. And you will basically reap the rewards and the benefits of what you speak over yourself. But what you speak over yourself comes from the way you think, your mentality. If you think our declarations is corny, it's useless, or I don't believe in all that stuff, I get the results. Believe me, you're going to see the fruits of it later on. You will see the fruits of it later on. It's just a matter of time. And if you might be experiencing the fruits of it, it's simply because your mindset hasn't shifted and it's in a negative place currently. Okay. And then the second thing I want to say is this. Is that there's another saying, okay, this comes from scripture, by the way. I'm just going to put it out there. But there's another thing here that says that, let me just make sure I read this correctly. It says this. And so that the things which are seen are not made by the things which do appear. In other words, the things that you see currently, the things that you see that you can touch, this, computer screen, this laptop, the lights, me, right? The things that you can physically see with your naked eye, they were not made by the things which you can also see. No, they were made by things which you cannot see. They were made by an idea. They were made by somebody's mind. Okay. There's a mastermind behind the things that are being created. Like a keyboard, for example. The keyboard was not a keyboard. A keyboard did not make a keyboard. No. Somebody decided, you know what, a keyboard would be great for typing. A keyboard would be great to connect. It can even be Bluetooth. It can connect to any sort of device as long as you connect it in the right way. And it might even be helpful in order for you to function, for it to function effectively, to communicate and do all types of things, shortcuts, this, that, and the other. Do you think a keyboard could create that? No, it was somebody's idea. It was as a thought, the way that person thought to create the outcome of the keyboard in the first place. And so therefore, I say this to you, when it comes to riches and success, rich people have a certain way of thinking. And people who do not have the results, we also have a certain way of thinking as well. And so what I'm going to end off and say is this. The way we are reprogramming our mind is very, very important. It's vital to our getting results. It's vital to the way we are striving for these riches, striving for the 10K, the financial freedom, the 100K, the shift in mindset, the helping of family. It's vital that we actually apply all of these things that we are learning week in and week out. But here's the key. Here is the key. How we receive the information in order to think is as valuable as the information that's actually producing the results, okay? Change the way you receive the information in order to change the way you think. And then that process of TFAR, the process of thinking to be able to feel, then when you feel, you'll be able to have that feeling to be energized, to be excited, to do the right applications or the right actions. And then those actions will eventually lead to the results that you want. Guys, my name is Willis Aromi. It's been a pleasure. I'm excited to go through this particular book of The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And I pray that this information that I've shared with you today changes somebody and impacts you majorly. Okay. God bless you guys. And I'll see you guys next week for another round of the book segment. Peace out.
I think big, I dream big, I trade smart. My thoughts align with wealth, success, and abundance. I deserve success because I work for it and stay disciplined. I let it go of doubt. I let go of fear. My mind is renewed every day with wisdom and strength. I focus on solutions, not problems. I attract profitable trades and opportunities. I am a successful, focused, and profitable trader. I am unstoppable and I am victorious. I am grateful for every opportunity to trade and grow. I give thanks for my progress, my lessons, and my success. I attract prosperity and I steward it wisely. Every day, I am becoming a better trader. My trading provides freedom and abundance. I speak life, blessings, and success into my trading journey. I am grateful for the wisdom to manage risk and profit. I celebrate my growth and resilience. My heart is full of gratitude. My mind is at peace. I am prosperous in my thoughts, my trades, and my life.
Hi everyone. I'm back again. So I just have one more quick announcement to make, but before I do that, I just want to highlight this comment because I do believe this is your first time tuning in, and your name is Nikki Nice or Size, one of them, and you said hello, Take Profit family, which is great, but TP actually means trading psychology, and we just shorten it to TP Masterclass. So trading psychology Masterclass, trading psychology family. So next time anyone asks you, it is TP family, but it actually means trading psychology. Okay, so the announcement is this. Before Mr. Kema comes on the screen, I just because we have had new people join us right now, and I just want to give a very quick announcement, but it's a very serious reminder. This space is built for healing, clarity, and the truth. If anyone in the comments is trolling or spamming or distracting others, we will remove you from the live session and you wouldn't be able to join any more of our live session. So please be mindful to be respectful to others. Do not distract others. If you have something to say, you can always message me on my personal WhatsApp number, which most of you have. So if you have anything to say, just put it directly, message me, okay? And it's not anything personal. It's about protecting the atmosphere here on the TP Masterclass live session on YouTube. So because some people are really here to study and learn and transform their mind, because fix your mind, fix your trading. So be respectful of others and respect this space and honor the process that we go through. So that's what I have to say. Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned for more.
Hello, everybody. If you can hear me, just give me some one in the comment section. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear so that we can move on with today's session. If you can hear me, just give me some ones in the chat area. Just give me some ones in the chat area so that we can move on. Okay, thank you so much, Abdul. I really love that. All right. My name is Emmanuel Napo Ado, popularly known in the trading space as Kema Trades. I have been on the TP Masterclass since the inception, and it has been wonderful. I really love how we are impacting every single person. Even myself is being impacted every single day. From the session from Willis and then the session from Clifford Cheqona. Trust me, there are sometimes that I sit down quietly because I major in, like trading with a system. And I have also reached that particular point where I've helped myself with psychology. But I always say, if I had someone like Clifford Cheqona at the time when I started trading, trust me, a lot would have changed, in the beginning stage of my trading journey. A lot of the problems that I went through, a lot of, like the psychological hurdle that I went through would have probably not come in. So I don't take this lightly at all. And I don't want you to also take it. Once again, my name is Kema Trades. And today we are going to be going into something really interesting. As I do, guys, one of the things that I do every single week is I try as much as possible to sit down and draw a slide. I make this slide purposely, like on my own. I put in the knowledge that I want to share with you. And sometimes I try as much as possible to make it very simple. So everything that I'm supposed to explain to you, I put it there in writing so that whilst I am talking, you can be following through that and then be taking a look at what exactly I'm speaking about whilst I am also, delivering what I have in mind. Today, I'm sharing something interesting, and the topic is on Fibonacci. Now, a lot of you might have heard, about Fibonacci. I have a slide, and then my team will bring it up right now so that you can be able to follow through with me. A lot of you have heard about Fibonacci. It is one of the tools that many traders, in fact, many retail traders actually use it on the market. But what exactly is the Fibonacci tool? The Fibonacci is something very interesting, and that's what we are going to be talking about today. So follow me on this. Now, today, our content is, divided into 4 main segments. We are going to talk about the first area, what is the Fibonacci tool? The second area, what are the Fibonacci levels? Third area, finding the Fib retracement levels. And then the fourth area, the significance of the Fibonacci. So I'm just going to begin. Now, the Fib is actually a tool in trading. What kind of tool is it? Now, you might have heard this. There are some things that we call indicators in the market. Now, people say, okay, so basically, I don't use indicators. I don't use indicators. And I'm like, okay, so you probably might be using an indicator, but you don't know that you are using an indicator. What does an indicator actually mean? Now, an indicator is anything that indicates something, right? the name simply suggests we are indicating something. Now, what exactly are we indicating? Now, that brings in the topic of what type of indicator you are using on the market. How we get it? So it could be moving averages is one of the indicators. It could be, RSI, stochastics, and then so many other indicators on the market that people use today, right? But also, an indicator can simply be showing you a closure from the previous week and an open to the new week. A closure from one session and then an opening to the next session, right? So one of the things that I'll show you is, let me take you into my chart area, for instance, and then you realize that I have some demarcations around this particular area. Now, each of these demarcations represents something, and this is actually an indicator. What indicator is that? This indicator is simply telling me that 1 week closed, and this is where the next week began. So every line that you see, that was the closing of the week, and that is the new week opening, also, coming into a new week, right? That is an indicator. If I go to my lower time frame, on the 50 minutes time frame, one of the indicators that I like using is this SFL sessions open. Now, what exactly is this SFL, talking about? It is basically dividing my sessions. I have Tokyo session, London session, and New York session being demarcated on the chart. And so this also plays a very good role in here. Now, one of the good things that you can do is you can set the indicators how you want to see them on TradingView. If it is only 15 minutes that you want to be able to see the indicators, you will see them on 15 minutes. If you want to spread it across all the way to the 4-hour time frame, you will see it on the 4-hour time frame. You have the power as the trader to be able to do that. Now, one of the tools that people use in the market that they do not really know, about that it's an indicator is the Fib tool, right? Now, what does the Fib tool actually do? The Fib tool actually indicates. What does it indicate? It indicates levels of retracement. So now let's get in on this. So the Fib tool is an indicator, right? It is used to find areas of price stalling, areas of price rejection for continuations in the market, which basically means that price does not travel in one direction forever. If it does that, we will all be millionaires. How does price travel? We have basically gone through market structure, and we have seen that once price is going a particular direction, it takes the formation of higher highs and higher lows if it is in a bullish direction, and lower highs and lower lows if it is in the bearish direction, whereby it pushes up a little bit and pushes down, for some time, pushes up some more, and then retraces a step along the way. That way, even though we are seeing consistent pullbacks in the market, we can basically look at how the price is moving towards the upside and state that it is in perpetual motion towards the upside. That is the market structure. Now, we use the Fib tool to measure the retracement and the pullback that comes along the way whilst price is going towards the direction in which it is going, so that we will be able to find entries and join in on that particular trend. That is what the Fib tool is used for. So the areas found on the fib retracement can act as major support and major resistance areas in the market, because they are the areas where price will come and then reject off. And once price rejects off an area and start moving towards the opposite direction, it has basically created either a support region or a resistance region. Time will not permit us to go into support and resistance, but I'll just brush the surface of it. Resistance areas are basically areas in the market where price is resisted from continuing towards the upside, or where price meets a constraint, a limitation from moving towards the direction in which it was moving in the first place. And a support region is basically an area in the market where price is prevented from moving further towards the downside, right? So think of it as a support area, something that supports price from falling further downwards, and a resistance area, something that prevents price from continuing towards the upside, right? Now, let's go back into this area. The fib is basically used to measure the retracement. So now, coming into this area, what are these retracement levels that Kema is actually talking about? Now, think about it this way. Coming into the chart, we have price moving from one direction to the other. So if I have price moving from one area, we would say that this is point A to point B, right? We will say that this is point A all the way to point B. So let's name this part point A, and then let's name the other part point B. Point B, right? So now from point A to point B, now it's time for the market to pull back. What is the pullback going to do? The pullback is basically coming back to accumulate in order to continue. As the market structure phase has been showing us over and over, price moves up, pulls back in order to continue. Then it pulls back in order to continue. So our fib is basically used to measure this particular area where price is going to pull back. We are measuring this particular retracement, this particular pullback on that movement, so that price would be able to come into an area of interest and then continue. So the fib is a tool that makes it easier for us to be able to measure that particular movement towards the downside, that pullback or that retracement that is coming in after price has moved towards that particular direction. Inversely, when we have price moving towards the downside, it is the same thing. Price moving towards the downside, it moves up to go down, then it moves up to go down. So the fib being used around this area will be used to measure that particular pullback that we are going to have in the market towards the downside. Now, the fib has levels. It's not just one level. Why is it not one level? It is not one level because it is telling you that market is about probabilities. We do not have a particular area where we would say that market would definitely, after pushing, like 1,000 pips, retrace its steps all the way into this particular price level and then now continue. Other than that, we will all be millionaires. The moment everyone sees price hit 1,000, they know that after that retracement, it is coming all the way to this area, and it will all be in that entry towards the upside. Therefore, the market will not even be here, right? But at the end of the day, there are different levels of the fib to show you that market is about probabilities. It means that there is a probability that point A will be used. There's a probability that point A will be missed or broken through, and then the next point, which is going to be the point B, will be used in the market, or even the next area or the third region would be used in the market. I hope you understand. So it's all about probabilities. Now, what are these levels on there? Now we have the first level being 23.6, second level being 38.2%, 61.8% being the third area, and then 78.6 being the fourth area. Now, what are these numbers that Kema is talking about? We take each movement on the market from point A to point B as 100% of a move. Therefore, if a retracement is coming in or the pullback is coming in, the fib is there to basically measure how much of that 0 to 100 is being pulled back before continuation comes in play. So we have market moving all the way from point B to point A. If it comes all the way from point B to point A, what do you think has just happened? Price has just moved all the way from 100, where it hit, all the way back to what? 0. How we get it? From 100 all the way back to 0. And so whilst it is coming towards the downside, these percentage points are basically pointing you to levels within that 0 to 100 percent phase of the movement. It's as simple as that, right? So now we have 23.6%. It means that out of 100% move in this area, which we have here, 100 what percent, only 20 what? Only 23.6% has been retraced so far. Then we have out of 100%, 38.2% has been what? Retraced so far. We have the middle ground as well, which is the 50%. I didn't add it to this area because I just wanted to speak about these regions for now, right? Then we have the 61.8%, then we have the 76.8%. Now, someone will ask, how did we come about these particular what? Numbers? It is a whole story, a whole theory brought about by one individual, just like many of the concepts in the market has been brought about, by several individuals. But today's not the day for me to delve into that storyline because we have limited time. So let's go back into that particular area. And so over here, if we pick the fib 2, so now we are going here. How do we identify the fib 2, right? If we pick the fib 2 in the market, you can come in here and then basically select the tools, and then you can see fib retracement. So once I pick a fib retracement, I'm basically measuring from this area, which is where this particular movement started. So I'm pinpointing that significant swing low point, take it all the way up to where it ended and where the pullback began, and then what? Pin it right there. Now, once I pin it right there, you would realize that we have the figures from 0 all the way to 100 around this area. And within those regions, we have the percentage points of what? Retracement. So if price comes all the way to this region, on my fib that I've just drawn, I have 30%, 50%, 61.8%, and 78.6%. Now you realize that I have specific numbers on there that I have not even stated yet in this particular slide. Now, why? Because the fib 2 is such that you can actually make your own retracement points. So based on my concept of trading the market, I have 30%, 50% as the two areas that I take a look at instead of 23.6% and 38.2%. And then I have 61.8% and 78.6% at the lower region. So they stay put, or they stay the same. Now, someone might ask, why is it that Kema, you have 50% around this area? Because for me, per my criteria of trading the market must be able to come all the way down into 50% before I start looking for entries. Therefore, within this region of all this area up here, if market is beginning to pull back on this particular movement from point A to point B, I am not perturbed about that particular move until market has dropped further down into my region 50% before I start paying attention to what price around this region. And the next thing that I'll look out for is confirmations. We'll talk about that shortly, right? So these are the retracement levels that we have in the market, and these are actually mine. When I double click on this, you can change those retracement levels around this area. You can see this area 0.5 simply is what? Talking about my 50% region. 0.3 is talking about my 30% region, which I could relatively change from what? 0.263, and it will just give me what I'm looking for in the market. 0.618 is talking about what? My 61.8%, and 0.786 is talking about my 78.6% retracement level. Now we have negative points in here, and that negative is what we call the extension. The extension is not a part of the retracement, right? Now, when we talk about extension, you know what? Based on the timeline that we have, you realize that, there's much to this, or there's much knowledge to this, right? But based on the time that we have, let's not talk about Fibonacci extensions. Let's talk about Fibonacci retracements today. And then later on, we will find a proper time to talk about Fibonacci extensions in the market, right? So these are my Fibonacci records, and you can copy them and then make it yours. That is how mine is. Color coding and everything is in there. You can change the colors to however you want. It is your decision to make. All right. So now let's go back in here. So whilst price is moving towards a particular direction and we begin to have the retracement on there, what individuals are looking out for is price going to turn around and continue here? Is price going to turn around and continue here? Is price going to turn around? So there are probability regions that people wait for this. I look at extra confirmations before actually jumping in. For instance, I look out for demand regions when I'm looking out for buys, and I look out for supply regions when I'm looking out for sales within this particular fib retracement areas, right? So now let's move on this. Finding the fib tool on the chart is basically what we just did. You go, you pick out that particular tool. Is broadly written Fibonacci retracement. You can choose it. You can start that area and add it to your tools that you use day by day on the market. And you can realize that it comes on here around this area. And so I can easily pick it and then come into the market and simply measure my retracements on the market, right? Now, what is the significance of using the fib tool? First of all, fib tools help us to find entries on the market. Imagine an individual who is in the market after a movement like this, and we have price pulling back towards that particular individual. Now, what do you realize is we all fumble in the market from time to time for entries if we do not have a criteria that we follow. The moment you see pullbacks on the market, you basically jump in. Now, how many of you people have jumped in on pullbacks that you thought was actually a short pullback, just like all the other ones, and it was going to be a continuation right after your entry, and you realize that market dipped further towards the downside, and most of you did not even accept the losses that you saw in there. Therefore, market kept on pushing towards the downside, taking you out, and after it took you out, about 30 to 1 hour after, you saw price relatively moving extensively towards the upside, and you thought that the market makers are watching you. We have a lot of people have these stories in and out. Now, what the fib tool helps you to do is to be able to identify entries. Just like I stated, once I see price move towards the upside, hit a particular resistance area and start pulling back towards the downside, one of my criteria is to wait until price has entered the 50% region before I start looking out for entries. Therefore, if price comes anywhere around 30% or even 47%, I am going to take that as a continuation and not an area where it is presenting me with an entry. It is only when price enters a 50% region that I will deem that particular market structure as what? Offering me an entry or offering me a room for me to be able to join in that particular direction towards the upside. And that's just one of my criteria. And guess what? It has helped me sidestep all the losses that I could have taken once picking a trade from this particular region. And that is what criteria is basically for in the market. The next one is to be able to determine risk. Once you have your fib drawn in the market, you know your significant area, significant high point, and significant low point in the market. Therefore, if you pick a trade on the market, you know that at least price could retrace its step all the way to the 100% of that area and still push all the way towards the upside. And because of that, if you put your stop loss anywhere within this region above that 100% area, price could relatively take you out and still go your direction. So what do you do then? It means that from then on, you are careful on how to set your stop loss. And if you want to set any stop loss that would make you very comfortable, then it needs to be beneath that point A that you have chosen, which is the starting point of the fib tool that you have drawn on the market in the first place. So beneath that 100% area is where you put your stop loss to make sure that your trade is safe. Now, I'm not saying that price might not come to take you out on such an instance. What I'm saying is when you put it there, most of the time, you are safe and you could see price push towards the upside. Rare cases when market comes all the way down to break beneath that point A, leave a long wick beneath that area and still go to close above that area, signifying strength in the bullish still to push towards the upside, is when your trade is going to be taken out. And even that, if your stop loss is way beneath that particular low region, a little room to give you, like the breathing area for that trade to keep running, then it means you are safe on such a trade or, like such a movement on the market, right? Now, coming into this area, finally, price targets on the market. The fib tool helps you to be able to set price targets. Once you're able to identify point A to point B and you have realized that there's a retracement in the market and you have measured and you have found your entry on the market and price is moving towards your direction, one of the things that you are looking forward to is either you are looking out for 1:1 risk to reward on the market, 1:2 risk to reward on the market, or you can basically use the fib tool whereby you can clearly state, if price gets back to point B, I am going to be taking my first, a profit on the market. Or if price is able to move away from 78.6% and come all the way back to the 30%, I am going to be taking my profit on the market. Or in other scenarios, if you actually want extension or a movement towards the upside, which breaks your previous structural area to create a new structural area or a new high point, then you are looking at price breaking point B and creating an extension around the negative 27 region, which is basically Fibonacci extensions, which we are going to be talking about sometime later in the future. And so coming back into the chart, these are important things for you to note, right? These are very important things for you to note when you are taking a look at the Fibonacci tool. One, confirmations. It's not just about price tapping on 50% or price tapping on 61.8% and then moving away from there. So the moment your trade comes into 61.8%, you are going to be entering the trade or jumping into that particular trade on a risk entry to see yourself moving towards the upside. No. Or probably when price gets into 78.6%, then I'm going to take that trade because we are exactly on that area. It also boils down to confirmation. What is your confirmation for entering a trade, whether it is for a buy or for a sell? If price hits this particular target regions, they are your point of interest, but also you need to look out for confirmations that would help you to be able to trade. I have my confirmations on the market that I look out for before jumping into any trade, and it helps me a lot on the market. And therefore, you should also find your confirmations once you are using the Fib2 and price hits your point of interest or your area of interest. At least you look out for these things before jumping into any trade at all. The next one is the volume or liquidity. Ask yourself, how much of a volume is in the market currently? Sometimes you can see market dropping excessively towards a particular region, and because it is your Fib tool of 78.6%, you don't care, you just enter the market, right? No, you have to also take note of the volatility of the market. Take a look at the volume, take a look at the liquidity. Liquidity is basically the purchasing power, not the number of people in a particular area at a particular point in time, the purchasing power. Those who are able to have that purchasing power in a particular moment, please. It means that those people who are able to place the buy and place the sell or be indulged in a transaction at a particular point in time. And there are sessions when volatility is quite high. And so during these sessions, you should be able to take notice of the volume before actually jumping into the Fib2. Then, or jumping into the trade based on the Fib2. Then we have the final area where we talk about the previous resistance and support areas in the market. There is a high tendency that once market is moving towards a particular region, even though your Fib2 has, that particular area where you are looking out for around that particular region, it is essential for you to also take a look at the support regions and the resistance areas that are around, because market may just want to tap into such regions and grab liquidity, accumulate around these areas before even moving in the direction in which you are looking forward to. So guys, this is all about the Fib2 that I have for you today. It is not the entirety of it. There is much knowledge that goes into this, but because of how the session is structured, I had to pick out the very important areas, just put it across so that at least by the time we are done with this session, you will have a fair idea about how to use the Fib2 on the market. I guess I've blessed you for today. I'll see you, God willing, next week, same time on TP Masterclass. Have a wonderful one. My name is Kema Trade.
I think big, I dream big, I trade smart. My thoughts align with wealth, success, and abundance. I deserve success because I work for it and stay disciplined. I let it go of doubt. I let go of fear. My mind is renewed every day with wisdom and strength. I focus on solutions, not problems. I attract profitable trades and opportunities. I am a successful, focused, and profitable trader. I am unstoppable and I am victorious. I am grateful for every opportunity to trade and grow. I give thanks for my progress, my lessons, and my success. I attract prosperity and I steward it wisely. Every day, I am becoming a better trader. My trading provides freedom and abundance. I speak life, blessings, and success into my trading journey. I am grateful for the wisdom to manage risk and profit. I celebrate my growth and resilience. My heart is full of gratitude. My mind is at peace. I am prosperous in my thoughts, my trades, and my life. I think big, I dream big, I trade smart. My thoughts align with wealth, success, and abundance. I deserve success because I work for it and stay disciplined. I let it go of doubt. I let go of fear. My mind is renewed every day with wisdom and strength. I focus on solutions, not problems. I attract profitable trades and opportunities. I am a successful, focused, and profitable trader. I am unstoppable and I am victorious. I am grateful for every opportunity to trade and grow. I give thanks for my progress, my lessons, and my success. I attract prosperity and I steward it wisely. Every day, I am becoming a better trader. My trading provides freedom and abundance. I speak life, blessings, and success into my trading journey. I am grateful for the wisdom to manage risk and profit. I celebrate my growth and resilience. My heart is full of gratitude. My mind is at peace. I am prosperous in my thoughts, my trades, and my life.
All right. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me, kindly drop some number ones in the comment, please. Can you guys hear me? How are you guys all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. So I want to first of all start by saying thank you guys for always tuning in on this masterclass. I know that you guys are basically saying thank you to us, but we also are saying thank you to you guys all, because it takes two to make something happen. We come on these masterclass with information that is not just opinion based. They are fact checked laws, principles, and we teach on laws and principles and facts and data because we are in the industry that involves data driven knowledge. And for a very long time, a lot of people didn't really understand. They thought they could cheat your way into success without understanding that mental transformation plays an important role. And so this masterclass started with the agenda, I believe, by the grace of God, is to help people, to lead them to transformation. And we are doing our best every single Saturday. And so it is very important that we keep on putting structures in place to make sure you guys are getting the best information out. Today, we are going to be teaching something very important. You are going to be learning something very important today. And I pray and I hope that today's lessons that you guys have heard throughout from the beginning till now is going to transform someone's life. Every single time you are in an atmosphere with a lot of people, you will find out many, many different mindsets. And sometimes one thing that you need to understand is that you are going to receive the information to the level of your thinking pattern. I'm going to start off today. I'm going to go straight into the teaching because we have a lot of things to talk about and I want to finish on time and early. So if we finish and there is time, I will give other announcements. All those who has filled your forms for the test, you are going to receive them a little bit late because there is a lot of forms, not too much, but it's a lot because it takes time for me to analyze all these tests and I do them myself personally. Some people have already received their results. Okay, if you are here and you have received your self-assessment test results, let me know in the comment that you are here. Some of the people have already received, some people are yet about to receive. So the way that I do it is I do them in batch. Because if I say I'm doing them one by one, it's going to take a very long time for me to finish. So I do them in batches and then I deliver them in batches. Then I do some of them again whenever I can. So bear with me. If yours is delaying a little bit, you will receive the test results. Okay. I want to start today's teaching. Today's teaching is very, very, very important to me. And I really hope that you receive every single thing you're about to hear this evening. Today's teaching is going to be, I have to be able to find a way, and I'm asking God to help me to balance the teaching very well so that traders can benefit from it and other people can also benefit from this teaching as well. But I want to start this teaching off as a trader. If you're a trader here, listen to me carefully now. It's very important that you're listening to the information you're about to hear today. And please make sure that you avoid all distractions. Say that I want you to declare to yourself that my destiny will not be distracted. My destiny will not be distracted. And I genuinely, really, really pray that you believe the things you are saying, that your destiny will not be distracted. You know, once upon a time, knowledge didn't used to be available for many people. So it was a flex if you knew what support and resistance was. It was a flex if you knew what break and retest and break off structures and change of character. It was a flex. Now it's no more a flex because information is available. What the industry, I'm talking about the retail traders, is lacking. It's not knowledge. It's a structured body of knowledge that comes together to form the right perception. It's what people are missing. People know what fair value gap is. They know. If you have been in this industry a while and you have been serious a little bit, you know what fair value gap is. You know what change of character is. You know what market structure is. You even understand candlestick patterns. You understand different patterns. You know. That is not the problem. That is not why you are not getting the results you are looking for. Even if your knowledge is in gaps, it is probably because of the way the understanding is coming to your people. So they know. And so gone are those days whereby, you know, we used to hail people. Now, you know, if you are here now and let's say Cliff posts something on Instagram and say, I made $10,000. Based on your knowledge and your growth now, you are no more like, oh my God, like, wow, 10,000. No, you now know that the money is based on either the person's capital or maybe the person either over leveraged or either the person that is not true. So, you know, now people are growing and I'm glad. And I want you to keep on growing. I want you to keep on transforming because enough is enough. With back in the days, you will see traders arguing with other traders, mentors, you know, mentees, and this one is the best. Enough is enough. People are very serious now. People are tired of life. And whether if somebody is buying a Lamborghini or somebody is buying a mansion, that is your business. And the other persons too, that is their business. Right now, we live in a time and season. We don't have time for immature conversations, or people have serious problems. Some people are here right now on this live stream listening to me, and you have bills to pay. You have debt to pay. And at the end of the day, I have to make sure when I come, the information I give you transform your mind to the point where you can be able to grow to become the person that you can handle. Number one, your wealth. Number two, you can multiply your wealth and you can keep your wealth. That is what we call financial thermostats. I want to start today's teaching from somewhere very important. Please make sure that you are not distracted. Make sure you're not distracted. I may have shared this analogy before, but I want to share it again. I want you to imagine yourself in a town. Okay? I want you to imagine yourself in a town. And the town you are growing up in is a town nobody have seen water before. Nobody have seen water before. I know it's a fictional, mystical storyline I'm trying to bring out, but please listen to me carefully now. Nobody in the town has ever seen water before. So one day you woke up and you said, listen, we need to find water because we have heard about it. And probably you are the person that you are a little bit enlightened. So you have heard about water, that water is somewhere, probably in the next city. So you traveled all the way to another city so that you can be able to find water and bring it back home so that your people, your family, and the individuals living in that city can also drink the water. Now, when you went to the city, you met an individual and you told the individual, I have never seen water before. I have never even drank water before, which logically is not possible. You're going to die, but I want you to stay with me. So when you spoke to the individual and he said, okay, if his water is what you're looking for, I'm going to give you. And he said, okay, I heard they say it's odorless. I heard they say it's tasteless. I heard that they say water is colorless, but I've never had it before. So this individual went to his room and he brought a bottle of something that looked exactly just like water. But because you've never seen water before, you didn't even know how to challenge the authenticity of the bottle the individual brought you. So when he gave you the bottle, the content inside the bottle was colorless. It had a little bit of scent, but you were like, I heard water is without no scent. So why this one, Not knowing the person is giving you a bottle of vodka. But you've never had vodka before either. You've never had water before either. So you don't know the difference between water and vodka. And so when he gave you the bottle of vodka, when you drank it, you felt a very strong sensation in your chest. It was a pain that you felt. And when you felt this pain, you told the individual, why is my chest paining me the way it is paining me? And he said, that is because you've never had water ever in your life. And when you heard that, you agreed because it's true. You've never had any water ever in your life. So you said, okay, after 15, 25 minutes, you started feeling a little bit dizzy because, of course, the mechanism of action of the alcohol is kicking in. So you now told the individual, why is it that I am walking and I feel like I'm falling? And he said, because you've never had water before. You said, okay. Then when you are about to go back to your city, you asked this individual and said, please, can I take some of your water back home so that my family can have a bottle of water? So he gave you quite a few to take it back home. So when you now got home, you gave your family some of the bottle of water. They drank it. They felt the same thing you felt. The same thing you felt. They felt it too. What do you think you would tell your family? Come on now. Everybody put in a comment. What do you think you would tell your family? When you drank the water the first time, your chest ached you. And you told the individual, my chest is aching me. And then he told you it's because you've never had water before. You started feeling tipsy, and he told you it's because you've never had water before. You took some of the water and you took it back home and you gave it to your family. They felt the same pain and they felt the same tipsiness. What would you tell them now? Can somebody put in a comment? First time you are drinking the water, thank you so much. You would tell your family it's because it's the first time you are drinking the bottle of water. Now, after 2-3 months, listen to this carefully now. The water, which is vodka, to you is water. To the person is vodka. Now, we don't know if the person also was given vodka in return, looking like water. We don't know. But we are starting the story from the individual who left the village to go get water. Vodka, right? So after 2-3 months, this vodka, water, has become so used to in the community that everybody is drinking water, but which is vodka. But after 3 months, the people who started drinking it for 3 months don't feel the same pain anymore in their chests. They don't even get drunk anymore. What this individual is going to tell the community is because I told you guys we were feeling pains and we're feeling tipsy because we've never had water before. But one thing they don't know is that the fact that they're not feeling pain anymore and the fact that they are not feeling tipsy anymore does not necessarily mean they are drinking water. Because, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully now. The longevity of error does not make it the truth. The longevity of error does not make it the truth. So they are still drinking vodka, but the mechanism of action has changed in their body because your body is designed to survive. Your bones is designed to survive. Your stomach is designed to survive. Your cells, your mind, your body structure is designed to survive. So when something happens to you over and over again, your body will create a defensive mechanism to make sure you survive. So yes, they are drinking vodka, but now the lie that they were told has become the truth in their head. It doesn't make it the truth, but it has become their perception. So they now think they are drinking water. So what is happening right now is that their body has built what we call in medicine tolerance. So they don't feel the same pain anymore. They don't get tipsy by the same quantity anymore. That is the same thing that happens when you drink either energy drink or coffee. If you drink the same quantity over and over again, your body will create a defensive mechanism to protect you from that level of quantity. Same thing with bacteria. That is why now there is a research that shows that bacteria are not being affected anymore by medication called antibacteria. Why? Because the bacteria have grown tolerant towards that antibacterial drug. It is the way the nature of species work. So the longevity of error does not make it a truth. Once upon a time, people believed that trading is a get-rich-quick scheme. Now we know it's not true. People believed that in trading there is a holy grail strategy somewhere. Now you know it's not true. So if somebody tells you I have the best strategy somewhere, I was teaching one time on a call with a masterclass, which was privately back then. And when we started the call, listen to this carefully now. When we started the live stream, I was on a Zoom with these individuals and I told them something. And I said, I am going to teach them a most powerful strategy in this mountain strategy. It's called the mountain strategy. So the mountain strategy is the kind of strategy that you can see when the market is climbing and when the market is dropping. Powerful strategy. So I told them. And I told them when I'm done teaching, if I forget to teach them this strategy, they should tell me. So after I finished every single teaching that I was teaching them, I was about to go, and the whole entire call, every single person was ready to receive the mountain strategy. And when they finished putting in the comment, sir, the mountain strategy, I told them, ladies and gentlemen, there is no mountain strategy. I only told you guys for you to realize the seriousness of how people crave for everyday holy grail in this industry as retail traders. Guys, the same knife we use to cook is the same knife someone can use to hurt someone. There is no problem with the knife. It is the mindset holding that knife. So a lot of retail traders once upon a time used to chase strategies upon strategies because the mindset they had was, if I experience losses, there is a problem. Therefore, I need to find a new strategy. And you see, we live in a world right now where internet and I don't know if the phone we use, people sometimes say it hears the things we say true, because coincidentally, the things you talk about, you will find it the next time you go on YouTube as an ad. So here comes you complaining out loud, telling your friends that, you know what, I'm tired of waiting for trades. I need a strategy that can let me be able to see the market faster. In other words, scalp. I need the best scalping strategy. 2 days later, you go on YouTube and an ad pops up, whether a recommendation of a video or an ad. Here is the #1 best scalping strategy every trader needs. Oh my God. God heard my prayer. This must not be a coincidence. It is not a coincidence. You got that right. You got that right. And that is how the world is operating now. So one thing that you need to be able to understand, that we live in a world, the first thing I want you to understand is that the longevity of an error does not make it true. It is very important you understand this. So many years, traders, their mindset was fighting the reality of there is no holy grail strategy in the world. Every strategy could work or wouldn't work depending on the individual behind the strategy. A lot of traders struggled with that for many years, and they didn't want to accept that truth. Once upon a time, to get one trader to stay on a masterclass like this for hours to listen, you are joking. He will rather go look for a strategy to make quick money and free his life until they didn't know that there is something called financial thermostats, until they didn't know there is something called cognitive biases, until they didn't know there is something called emotional intelligence, until they didn't know there is something called discipline and routine formation, until they didn't know there is something called habits. And no matter how bad you want results, it will always reflect your habits until they didn't know. Today, I'm teaching on a very simple but yet powerful topic I title Trading Strongholds. Trading Strongholds. My goal for this lesson today is that somebody will leave this call and the person is rejuvenated. That every single trader on this live stream listening to me, that you will leave this call and your life genuinely will not remain the same again, not because Cliff spoke to you, but because you paid attention and you heard. And you heard. It is very important that you understand this. Trading strongholds. Please make sure you are taking notes. Very, very important. Trading strongholds. I'm going to try my best to make sure today we are very, very fast. Very, very fast. Trading strongholds. If you guys are ready for today's lesson, I want you to declare something very powerful. That I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. I will not just survive. I am becoming. I am becoming. I declare this, that I am becoming. I will not survive. I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. I will not just survive. I am becoming. You see, as a human being, listen to me carefully now. You are either becoming. It doesn't matter whether you're a trader, you are an engineer, it doesn't matter whatever you are. But it's either you are becoming, or you are surviving. As a human being, I didn't say as a trader, because the person that performs in trading is a human being, not a trader, just that. A human being who trades. Are you with me? So as a human being, you are either becoming or you are surviving. There is no in between. You see, in this life, there is no in between. It's either this or there. People sometimes say middle class. What is that? What you call middle class is somebody's prayer point. Yes, somebody's middle class money is somebody's prayer point. So there's nothing like middle class. It's either you are up or you are down, somewhere in this world. So as a human being, you are either becoming or you are surviving. There is no in between. There is no in between. You are either growing into who you were created to be, or you are preserving the version of you that pain built to protect you. Very important in understanding this. I want to talk about something before we go on today. Very important. How do you become? Please, I wrote down something here. Write it down. Number one, the only way you become is you become by intentional. Number one, intentional. Intentional. You may have heard me say this before. The word side means to kill, to kill, to kill. So if you pick up pesticide, to kill an insect, pesticide, to kill a pest, homicide, to kill another fellow person. So decide, to kill what? Anything behind you that will try to stop you from becoming. Decide, to kill. So if you decide to be a trader, anything that stops you from being a trader, including your current mindset, must die. To kill. If it's your relationship that is going to stop you from achieving your training goals, to kill. Not murder them. Not murder, no. To kill. Kill them as in kill that relationship. To kill. So if somebody is intentionally doing something, they have made a decision, they have decided, and everything else must die. So how do you become? Number one, intentional. That means you don't stumble across TP Masterclass and stumble across it again over and over again. You must be intentional about the time. By now, you should have set an alarm. If you have been on this Masterclass 2-3 times and it is benefiting you, alarm must be set on your phone. Intentional. When you sit down, you have your book and your pen. Intentional. That is number one. The way of becoming. Number one, intentional. Number two, how do you become? By understanding and realizing that it will get uncomfortable. Why? I always tell people that number one is intentional. Number two, uncomfortable. You may have heard me say this again, or you have heard it before somewhere around in this world. The bird eagle, it has the chance to grow at least to 80 years. Very, very long time. But when it reaches half of the year, let's say approximately 35, 40 years, the feathers become very heavy. And then the claws become very heavy. And then the beak become very heavy. The claws become very heavy. So, but then the eagle cannot be able to do anything because it is, you remember, the eagle is a very, very, very strong, attacking, offensive bird. It has to go get what it wants. So when the eagle reaches the stage of that age, it becomes very heavy and it doesn't have a choice but to go and rejuvenate, to become new again. So the eagle has to fly to the highest top of a mountain. Now remember, his feathers are heavy, claws heavy, beak heavy. So the weight he used to use to fly is not going to be the same anymore. But the eagle has to fly to the highest top of a mountain and stay there for 150 days. 150 days. And when the eagle goes to the top of the mountain and stay for at least 150 days, what it's doing is that it's breaking the beak, it's plucking the feathers, it's plucking the claws. The goal is to bring out newness of feathers, beak, and another claws. Now, oh my God, woe to that bird, woe to that snake, woe to that fish that eagle goes through that transformation. When that eagle finishes that transformation and is flying back again onto the ground, it's another bird. But you see, it had a choice. Either it dies on the ground or it flies to the top and be transformed. Same thing with a human being. There comes the point in every single man's life that you will reach a point of transformation. You have no choice. When the point of transformation reaches there, you will start to become anxious. You will start to become worried. Every single time you are feeling these kind of emotions, it means you have reached a point where your life is saying you need to become a new version of yourself. Transformation. Everybody gets there. So it is either you give up and you stay in poverty, you stay in being broke, you stay in being a defeated trader. Either you stay there or you make a decision. Remember, decide to kill. To kill. That means when the eagle is flying, he has decided to kill the pain. He doesn't care anymore. If he perish, he perish. So same thing with you. You have decided to be transformed. So you're going to have to embrace being uncomfortable. The eagle embraces being uncomfortable, flying with that pain, and go to the top of the mountain to be transformed. So how do you become? Number one, intentional. Number two, uncomfortable. Number three, transformational. 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 And then number four, the last one, is spirit-led. The spirit-led here means as an individual, you need to be able to understand that there is a dimension of the world we don't see. I'll give you an example. When you enter any plane and the pilot is talking to you from the microphone and you are hearing it through the speakers, you know the conversation is coming from the pilot's room. But then the pilot does not fly the plane alone. The pilot fly the plane with his skill sets and another voice coming from some station somewhere that is not in the air directing him. You may not see the station, but it is part of your delivery to your destination. So when I say spirit-led, I'm not talking about witches, warlocks, wizards. No, spirit-led is anything you don't see, but they exist. Just like the Wi-Fi example I gave you guys, one of the masterclass, you enter into somebody's house. You may see the physical structure of maybe the house and the physical structure of the Wi-Fi, whatever, but you may not see the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not something you can see. It's like an air we breathe. But then when he gives you the password, you ask the person, what is the name of the Wi-Fi? He will tell you Cliff Cheqona is the name of the Wi-Fi. And then you will ask the person, can I get the password? You mean you want access? I said, yes, I give you the password. And as soon as you put the password into your phone, automatically something that you were not connected to an internet, messages start flowing. Boom, 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 boom. What happened? You have connected to a dimension of a realm that physically you can't see, but it exists. Same thing with when you are becoming transformed. There are laws and principles. You may not see a law of gravity, but jump. Jump from a 50th story building. There you will know gravity exists in this world. Are you with me? So there are some things you don't see, but they exist. There are things you don't see, but they exist. It doesn't care about your sentiment. It doesn't care whether you believe or not, but they exist. So how do you become? Being intentional. How do you become? By understanding is going to get uncomfortable. How do you become? By understanding is going to be transformational. How do you become? By understanding there are laws and principles. You may not see it, but you need to be able to be spirit-led. Trading strongholds. Trading strongholds. Now that you understand how you become, do you want to repeat it one more time again with that understanding? That I am becoming. I am becoming. Meaning that I accept that I have to be intentional. So that declaration, I am becoming, wasn't just you saying nonsense. You are becoming. I am intentional. I am becoming. I know it will be uncomfortable, but I know that being broke is hard. Becoming successful is hard. I will choose my heart. I will choose my heart. So now you are no more just trying to play around. You know that being broke is hard. It is the most hardest thing in this world to be broke. And becoming successful is not easy either, but you choose to be successful. You are becoming. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll on. I'm teaching on the topic today, as I said, trading strongholds. These are all part of the teaching. I just needed to build a foundation. Because in order for you to build anything, today's topic is so heavy that if I don't build the foundation, the knowledge will collapse. Let's start by defining what is strongholds. Please write it down. Before I give you the definition of a stronghold, I wrote down something here when I was about to teach. A stronghold is not the lie you believe. Please write this down. It's very important. A stronghold is not the lie you believe. A stronghold is not the lie you believe. A stronghold is the version of you that was built to protect that lie. I want you to take your mind back to the water and the vodka analogy. That first person who brought the water in the town will forever fight that is water. Even if somebody comes to the town with knowledge and say this is not water, this is vodka, that person will either kill that person and tell them you are crazy. My great-great-great-grandfather was the one who gave me this water. How dare you to tell me I'm drinking vodka and not water? But remember, that person is not bad. He's just protecting a lie that has become his truth. So, a stronghold is not the lie you believe. It's the version of you that was built to protect that lie. I want you to write something down. We are talking about strongholds. Let's now define strongholds. What is a stronghold? Let's define it. A stronghold is a fortified system of lies that came through thoughts in the mind of an individual. That is a definition I wanted to give myself. A stronghold is a lie that has been built through thought, and it has become a system in your mind. Please, did you get a definition? A stronghold is a fortified. When they say something is fortified, it means it has capacity. It has strength. 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 Strongholds have strength. Now, before I go on by listing some couple of few ones and so on and so forth, I want to tell you guys something right now. Listen to me carefully now. Strongholds originally is not bad. Now, listen to me carefully now. Stronghold originally was not meant to be bad. Are you with me? Stronghold is meant to protect you. Stronghold is not meant to be bad. Strongholds, they were meant to protect you. So what that simply means is this. Imagine as an individual, you wake up early in the morning and then your mom, again, all those who are from Ghana probably, or maybe Nigerians, if you guys can relate to what I'm about to say, just tell me in the comment. So somebody comes and visits you. Somebody visits your parents. Somebody visits your mom or your dad. And then your mom tells you to go tell the visitor that she is not there. So you go out there. As a child, you are not mentally that intelligent. And even if you are, that is not how it's supposed to be. Because your mom said, go tell my friend I am not there. So when you go to the friend and you said, maybe Auntie Sisi, my mom said I should tell you that she is not there. You, that kid, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. You are in trouble. So now Auntie Sisi is going to look you into the eye and say, your mom said, tell me, she said she's not there. And the kid will say, yes, my mom said I should tell you she is not there. So now to the elderly person, she knows that your mom is there, but the mom doesn't want to see her. So your mom heard. What do you think your mom will do to you when you go back and tell the mommy, I've told her, you said you are not there? Your mom will either use this finger on your forehead, okay, or say some certain things and say, why are you so stupid? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the information I'm teaching you today, if you understand it, you will go back like a blueprint and start to eliminate all the nonsense that is taking over your mindset. But listen to me carefully now. So your mom is going to put her forehead, or your dad is going to be like, are you stupid? I told you to go and tell the woman I am not there. He says, that is what I said, mommy. I told her that you are not there. But then your mom is going to let you feel like you are stupid. But she's not doing that because she doesn't like you. She's doing that because somebody did that to her. Vodka, water. Are you with me? So as a child, you are now confused, wondering, but I did what mom told me. Why is it that she's angry? Because what your mom is trying to tell you that you should have done is you should have lied well. Yes. She's basically saying you should have lied well. You should have lied well. Why can't you lie? Why don't you know how to lie? Now, the you that they were teaching how to lie grows up, and after 10 years know how to lie very well, and your same mother will tell you, why are you a bad, stubborn child? Why do you lie too much? Because I was trained by the master who knows how to lie. But you see, your mom in the beginning won't tell you, go and lie. She will tell you, go and tell her I said I'm not there because I don't want to see her. So now in your mind, lying is protection. Because even if you are in an institution and then they tell you to, maybe you see them stealing some money, you can't tell the truth because you believe that if you tell the truth, you're going to put your teammate in trouble. So you will lie. Isn't that true? You will lie. Why would you lie? Because you want to protect your team. Now, lie again has become a protective mechanism. Are you guys with me? Today, we are learning something very important. If we are not able to finish Strongholds, we'll make it part 1 and part 2. But I want you to get this very well. So now, lying has become part of you, and lying is used for protection. Not because you are bad, but you need to protect somebody. You may have heard me saying this before, that when I was young, I grew up with my grandmother. And every single time I need something, I will never get it unless I'm not feeling well, unless things are sad. There are sometimes my grandmother will even ask me, why are you so happy? It's like happiness was not meant to be in my life every day. It's like, why are you happy? Not like, why are you happy? Share with me, let me be happy with you. It's like, why are you happy? That means something must be going on. I grew up in a house where you guys have heard me saying before that anytime that I'm not feeling well or something is not going well, then I get the fried rice and the chicken. And if you come from an African home like where I used to come from, fried rice and chicken means the person, is probably rich, or maybe that is a special day. So me too, as a kid, of course, I wanted fried rice and chicken a lot. So even when I'm feeling well, I will pretend I'm not feeling well because I want fried rice and chicken. Now, I grew up with that behavior so much that even if I meet an investor and the investor wants to hear the business proposal, I will now tell them how sad my story was. Oh, you know what? It's not easy, building this, building that. The investor doesn't want to hear that. He just wants to hear numbers, structures, and systems. Strongholds. So now, the typical African person who comes from Ghana, lying is easy. Unless God helps you and you come under the right atmosphere, probably you give your life to Christ, you become a born again, or you become somebody that naturally your home taught you that lying is bad. If not 80, 75, 80, 90% of people, lying is something to protect someone. Or, I almost told the boss this thing, but, I didn't want you to get into trouble. So lying has become part of our lifestyle to protect people. So much that you can even lie to yourself to protect yourself. Are you guys with me? Very important that we understand this. Strongholds. Strongholds. We live in a generation where now relationships are transactional. Why? Strongholds. What do you bring onto the table? Okay, strongholds. And these strongholds, it's not negative. It's a defensive mechanism system. Are you with me? Because when your mom was criticizing you, saying, why didn't you lie well? Your body, your mind was creating a system to protect you from next time finger on the forehead. So because of that, you're going to learn how to lie, not because you are bad, but to survive. Remember what I told you in the beginning? As a human being, you are either becoming or you are surviving. So all the years of the things you heard about money is evil. Only rich people are greedy. Rich people are evil. Because in your neighborhood, probably all the rich people you knew or you heard or you saw, they associated them with bad things. So naturally, your brain hates wealth. But you can't say, even though you hate poverty, but your brain hates wealth more. So you will find out that every single time you're doing something that should lead you to a substantial amount of growth, you will not grow well because your brain is bringing you down. Strongholds. Listen. So as a trader, you have learned the skill set. Everything is on point. You have all your confluences. You know that when I get into the market, I need to look for market structure. You know this is my setup. This is my entry criteria. You know this is my risk-reward ratio. But something is still missing. Strongholds. Strongholds. Listen, guys. As I said, we're going to finish early today. Today, I'm going to really give you a very fast information today that will help you. But I really want you to understand this carefully now. If the information I'm about to teach you today, if you don't get it, you will realize that something is going to keep on missing in your life. And these strongholds, they are not just about trading. It happens in relationship. It happens in business. For example, when you go to Africa, back in the days, growing up as an African person, you will notice that when we see a white person in an African place, and I'm sorry if you are here, I'm not trying to throw anything, but of course, the majority of people that follow me are also African. So I want you guys to understand, I'm not speaking to just them because TP Masterclass is global. But this information is so serious that I need to focus on what will deliver people. So in Africa, growing up, a white person represented glory. A white person represented victory. So an African person, it is very difficult for us to believe we can build our own country. Strongholds. Yes, because of what? Slavery, but that's strongholds. So the average person is trying to survive in Africa, is trying to survive in Ghana, is trying to survive in Nigeria. Nothing is being done by a superior belief system, but surviving. If only I can make just $5. Come on now, chief, you can make more than that. But you gotta expand your mindset. If only I can make $100 the way I'll be happy. Come on now, brother. Your problems, your family needs more than $100. Yes, you don't have it now, but your mindset can be more. You may have heard me say this before, that your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is not. You told it. So right now, if you are poor, yes, your conditions may be poor, but you are not poor. The systems around you, there are people I go on course with them, and while I'm telling them that even though your environment is experiencing poverty, you are not poverty. They don't believe. Because at the end of the day, everything around them has made them believe nobody can be able to make something big here. That was the exact same mindset Nathanael told Jesus. He looked at Jesus And he told them that, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Stronghold. Stronghold. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Nathanael was not wrong, because every single thing that was coming from the Nazarene area, they were all not mounting up to anything. So the stronghold made him speak that way. So if somebody tells me, how can you be in Ghana and become so and so person? No, sir, it is not true. Strongholds is speaking. And do you know why it's dangerous? Listen to me carefully now. It is very dangerous because when strongholds are formed, they build a defensive system to protect you from the new truth. So if Cliff comes and tell you trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme, your brain will fight it until one day the revelation comes into your mind. If Cliff tells you trading is 90% psychology, your brain will fight it until one day truth finds you. If Cliff tells you trading is about laws and principle, financial thermostat, your brain will fight you, because your brain cannot believe that. Because if it believes that, it means you are going to have to become the better version of yourself. And the better version of yourself means you are going to have to be intentional. That means when you come on this live stream, after 2, 3, 4 times, the next time you must sit down. If your room that you are in is not cold, and the room you are in is warm and powerful and beautiful, you shouldn't be under the blanket listening to this masterclass. No, chief, because you are becoming. That means the version of you must become a better version of yourself, quality version of yourself. Are you with me? So the current you is going to fight the information you're about to hear. Is going to say, this guy, look at his head. What is he even talking about? What is all these strongholds? We want to make money. Nonsense. Your brain is going to say so many nonsense, because it is fighting to protect you from something that will expose the lie in your head. How do I know it's a lie? It's a lie based on the results around you. It's a lie. Everything you know is not true based on the results. Cliff, how do you know that what you are saying is the truth and what I believe is a lie? Check your life. Check it. You are not happy. The results, you don't like them. Something is wrong somewhere. So you don't need me to tell you that what you know is not enough. Because as a human being, you are where you are because of what you know. It's the truth. You are where you are because of what you know. I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm very passionate, because something in my spirit is making me so much angry that enough is enough. Africa, we can rise again. It doesn't matter wherever you are. Even if you're an African in the United States, wherever, if you're a white guy listening to me right now, you can rise again. But I'm talking to my African people right now. You can rise again. It doesn't matter the circumstances. I know sometimes while you are listening to the motivation, it's possible a goat will be crying near you, no problem. Tell yourself one day you will own a big farm, and that same goat will not cry as a noise. They will cry as a profitable business. But come on now, you can rise again. You can rise again. As an African, you can do it. Your environment does not look like it, but you can rise again. Yes, you were a trader with just $50 in your account. No problem. You can develop yourself to the point where your life will start attracting people and say, listen, we have heard that you can trade. Do you have a capital? You say no. Listen, these things I'm saying, when I say it like this, your mind is even saying it's not possible. Strongholds. Tell yourself, I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. I want you to tell yourself that you are becoming. I want you to be angry. Be angry. Enough is enough. The social media lifestyle nonsense. Enough is enough. This is about you, your family, your table that has no food on it. So you are becoming. Because if you don't listen to this information, 2 years will come and you might probably still be in the same place. Which one of them do you want? Either you listen to this uncomfortable truth and become, or you remain there and still survive. You are becoming. So, ladies and gentlemen, mindset transformation, pulling down strongholds, pulling down. The Bible says something very powerful. He says the weapons of our warfare, they are not carnal. Do you know what it means? It means that there are laws and principles that pulls down strongholds. There is an information body of light you need to know. You are becoming. You are becoming. You are becoming. I wrote down here that examples of how strongholds are formed. Let me quickly give you how strongholds are formed. It's like a system. It's like a software. So let's say you come on this call right now, or you speak and your voice sounds like You know, people will sometimes look at me and they will tell me, this guy, man. People sometimes give me that comment and they say, hey, Cliff, he can speak. Me, I can speak. If you tell this to my family members, they will say you are lying. I used to be the kid that couldn't speak. People will hurt me. I can't talk. I'm always afraid to express myself. If you believe the information you're hearing here today, you will look at yourself years later and be like, is this me? Yes, it's you. It has always been you because you have become. Listen, guys. I didn't used to believe the things you guys are hearing today, you know. I didn't used to believe it. I didn't used to believe it. I always thought it was nonsense. That how can I just declare I am great, I am great, I am great, and somehow my life will start becoming great. I thought it was nonsense. Come on. Until I realized it's not nonsense. One day, maybe I will share the story that brought me into that revelation. But listen, how is stronghold formed? Number one, it's like a seed of thought. Your voice, you know, when I was young, they used to tease my family members. They are the ones that used to tease me. And then I'm about to share a very vulnerable story for you guys to listen to me carefully now. So when I was young, I used to, I grew up with my grandmother. So the household, you know, there were quite few people living there. And they always used to say things like, your nose is big. That is how they would tell me, you know, this guy. They would sometimes even say, hey, big nose. My uncles, they will all say that. They would say, your nose is big. And now that I'm saying it, nobody should focus on the nose. Focus on the things I'm saying. But I'm just trying to let you understand something. So they would make comments like, your nose is big. And I kept on believing my nose was big, so to the point where when I take pictures, you will see me laughing like, I'm lying. I'm covering the nose so that it doesn't show in the picture frame so that somebody will tease me again. I believed it. I believed it. I believed it to the point where, you know, my grandmother will sometimes used to say things like, do you know why the white man nose is long? Because they always used to do this every morning. So my grandmother will catch me as a young kid and she's pulling my nose. Why? Strongholds. Why are you pulling my nose? So that my nose will look like the white man? What is that? And again, I'm not saying this to say anything negative. I hope every single, because as I said, TP Masterclass is global. But guys, in order for us to pull this down, I need to be frank about what damage was happening to us. Not just us. The people in the United States, they also have their strongholds. We are coming there. But I want you guys to understand. My grandmother will be pulling my nose and I'm saying, ouch. She's like, don't worry, let me do it. If I don't do it now, it will not. You see that one now? Strongholds. And guys, I believe this so much that I started feeling insecure about myself. So if I take pictures, I am not happy. If people are going somewhere, I want to make sure. I wanted to even sometimes make sure. This is what makes people end up doing nose jobs and doing plastic surgeries, because the place they grew up made them believe they are not worth it. Guys, what I'm teaching you is very serious. It's very important you understand this. So number one, it's a seed of thought. So the way strongholds are formed is a seed of thought. And do you know why? See, the systems of this world is so devilish that because of something in your brain called neuroplasticity, if I place the same way, if I place a thought in your head now and say you are not worth it, even if it's a lie, you are not worth it. You are not worth it. Imagine somebody comes onto a call with me and the person is trying to explain market structure. And I tell the person, hey, traders, you are dumb. That person respects me. He honors me. It will ring in his head and say, wow, Cliff said I am dumb. The next time the person goes somewhere and he hears another comment that reflects being dumb, that person is in trouble. Because stronghold is a seed first. It falls into your head. Boom. You are a failure. You are dumb. Your nose is big. You are not beautiful. XYZ. And it falls as a seed in your mind. As a seed in your mind. And when it falls as a seed in your mind, the next thing that thought is looking for, because every thought wants to survive in your mind. The only way a thought survives in your mind is to find an emotion. That is it. The only way thought survives in the mind of people is to find an emotion. So the minute the thought lands in your mind, is looking for emotion. That is why it's very important you must be positive. Because if a thought like, Cliff, you are poor, lands in my mind, Kai, it's joking. It will not find that emotion. The minute the thought will land in my mind, you are broke. It will look for emotion to support that, and it will find he's blessed, he's favored, he's blessed, he's favored, he's a performer. So that thought is not getting any emotion to hook to become a stronghold. Are you with me? So when we tell you declare, we are not saying nonsense. We are basically saying, listen, in this world we live in, you are going to be hearing nonsense. So make sure your mind is already fortified with the positive thought. Because when the negative thoughts land, don't let it find something to hook to become strong. So if you tell me right now, Cliff, you are a stupid teacher, Cliff, you are a bad teacher, Cliff, you don't even know, you're not even a profitable trader. And the minute that it will land in my head, there is a part of my brain that is saying, hey, Cliff is not Cliff is a, do you know what Cliff does? He does this, he does that, he goes here, he owns this, he does that. So there is nothing that you will tell me right now. If you tell me right now that Cliff is even a profitable trader, I don't have to prove to you, because my mindset and my resource around me and the things I see on my trading chart shows me what otherwise. So nothing can find it. Are you with me? So when you are being positive, it is very important. So strongholds are fortified thought. So it is like a brick. So the strongholds is a structure. Kai, you guys, some of you are not understanding me. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Some of you guys don't understand what I'm saying. Hold on. Just be declaring to yourself that you are becoming. Let me share my screen and show you something. You are becoming. You are becoming. Let me share something and show you. You are becoming. You are becoming. Believe me, you are becoming. So this is how it works. Stronghold is like a brick. Are you guys with me? Stronghold is like a brick. So another brick, another brick, another brick. Bricks we use to build a building. So strongholds are bricks. And then the more the thought comes together in different angles and different emotions, these bricks will come together to build a building. When it now builds a building, it's now called a stronghold, and it will now create a security system around it to protect you from anything that says otherwise. This is the issue. So strongholds cannot be removed. Strongholds must be pulled down. When you see a well-built building, you don't say, oh, let me remove the brick one by one. We demolish it. How do you demolish strongholds? That is where we are going. So as a trader, what are some of the strongholds that as a trader you are going to face in your life? That is where we are going now as a trader. So number one, what did I say? Let me recap it quickly. A stronghold will fall into your mind like a seed. Are you with me? Then after the seed, it will look for an emotion. Then after the emotion connects with that thought, it will now become identity. This is who I am. You know, for me, I don't even know why I'm always blowing an account. I am not a disciplined trader. No, because the stronghold is forming an identity. It is very important that you understand this. So that is how strongholds are formed. And that is why when the CIA goes for training, the first thing they do is I was doing the research. The first thing they do to the CIA person who is a civilian who wants to become a CIA is they create a new name. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, this thing that I'm teaching you, it's not something crazy that only you are hearing. It's something that is where. How many of you guys have watched a movie before? And when you watch the movie, they give the CIA person, every CIA agent somehow is undercover. Better words, it's like they give them a new name, new identity, new passport, majority of the time when you watch movies. Is that true? What they are doing to that person, that thing that you are seeing as new name, they give it to them through their training. When they give you a new name, a new passport, new everything, they are creating a new identity. So one of the things that I want you to understand after this masterclass, you are going to create a new identity and you're going to put yourself in there like a character because you must become. I have here 7 strongholds of traders, and I want you guys to write it down and we'll wrap up for today. 7 strongholds of traders. 7 strongholds of traders. Stronghold number 1, I must win to prove my worth. Stronghold number 1, I must win to prove my worth. Let me write it down here. Stronghold number 1, I must win to prove my worth. Stronghold number 1. I must win to prove my worth. So now the way I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you the lie, the way it was formed, the behavior science, and the false self, and then the impacts. So number 1, I must win to prove my worth. What is the lie, the thought that started forming this? If I lose, I am not good enough. The average home of many countries, of many homes, you don't have the room to fail. If you fail, you are an embarrassment. If you fail, but one thing people don't understand is that failure is what births success. Part of the success package, failure is part of them. It's like when you are trying to cook any meal, we have oil, we have rice, we have tomatoes, we have pasta, we have all of that. The same thing if you order for the ingredients to cook success. Part of the ingredients, that the things that will come, is called failure. So failure must be part of your life if you want to become successful. So one thing you need to understand is if you come from a home where failure was associated with you not being worth it, you are in trouble. That lie is going to form it from your childhood. So childhood performance pressure, lack of identity, shame after losses. You failed in class, you are dumb. You couldn't score a goal in the football match, you are not a good player. You lost money, you are stupid. Failure always was leading to backlash. You are in trouble. Now, what is the behavior science you can find in trading? Number 1, over trading. Number 2, fear of losing. Number 3, you can't take an L. Number 4, you trade emotionally to feel validated. So when you're asking me, Cliff, where is over trading coming from? It's coming from the stronghold that has been built in your mind that you must win to prove your worth. This worth is not for anybody, it's yourself. You cannot even look at yourself in the mirror if you lose 2 times in a row. You start to feel like you are dumb. You start to feel like you are not intelligent in life. You start to feel like why am I not disciplined? But one thing you are not understanding is that losses is part of the game. And your brain will refuse to believe it, because if you believe that, it means you have to believe failing is okay. First stronghold number 1. First stronghold number 1. Second stronghold is losing money. Losing money means I am failing in life. Losing money means I am failing in life. Why? Your brain has made you believe a red trade is equal to a failure in life. So when you see red, it means that you are a failure in life. Now, how was this formed? Financial trauma, cultural shame around failure, and family expectations around money. And so because you heard many times that if, let's say, you are even trying to spend money on something that will give you something, one of the things that, again, I'm going to use myself as an example. At some point in my life, when God was blessing us, sometimes I would like to go to one of the most fanciest, restaurants, whether it being in Europe or whether it being wherever in the world I was back then before Dubai. Anytime that I want to go to the most fanciest restaurant or fanciest hotel just to get a treat, I will feel bad, because I have a feeling that how can you use the money you have to, in quote, give it back home to treat yourself, not like to spend it to be spendthrift or whatever, but just to treat yourself, just for one day. I will feel guilty, because we come from a culture whereby you need to somehow sacrifice your life for a generation so a generation can sacrifice their life for you. That is not how it's meant to be. So the average person have what we call an imposter syndrome. An imposter syndrome is whereby you feel like you don't deserve the best. So if you are a guy here, and let's say an amazing, beautiful young lady tells you that she likes you and she's showing signs, but the girl is so beautiful, and in your mind, you don't want somebody, sorry to say this, who is not ugly, but so much beauty also you don't want, because you feel like it's too good to be true. So you either say the person that wants to spend your money or the person who wants to do something to you. You don't believe it. Same thing with money. Same thing with so many different things. Opportunities. It's called imposter syndrome. The mindset that you don't deserve much. You don't deserve better. It's a stronghold. And you will sabotage yourself so that you can feel good. Remember, your brain is a defensive mechanism too. Are you with me? So that is number two. Number two is losing money means you have failed in life. And so what you will now do is you will basically avoid risk. You will cut trades too early. So if you're asking me, Cliff, where are some of these things coming from in cognitive biases? Yes. So if you are trying to avoid risk and you are trying to cut your wins too early, it's because you are afraid. What if I lose this money? Because not because you want to protect the money, but because you want to protect the identity that comes with that. Number three, I have to make what I lost back. I have to make what I lost back. It's a stronghold. This stronghold is what causes revenge trading. So the lie is I can't stop until I recover. It's formed by scarcity upbringing. People that, they literally didn't have a lot in life, and so the little they have, they protect it. So if they are losing it, they will do anything to get it back. If this is who you are, that is how you will trade. Now remember, again, it doesn't mean you are bad. Your mind is protecting you from the way you grew up, from the way institutions and things have trained you. So it is formed by scarcity upbringing, pain of watching account blow, addiction to being even. Now the behavior sign, as I told you, revenge trading, doubling your lot size, and also emotionally glued to your chart. Now, the impact right now is that you're going to abandon your system here and there and so on and so forth. So that is number three. Number four is you need to catch every move. I need to catch every move. This came from the behavior of you thinking if you miss something, it means that you have lost forever. So things like comparison. Our parents will say something that, look at this man's daughter, look at this man's son, look at where they are going. This one son has been able to get a scholarship to Harvard, to MIT, to this and this and that. Comparisons everywhere from growing up. I'm not saying this is mine, but people are experiencing that every single day. Comparison. This person is married. Why are you not married? And so on and so forth. So comparison everywhere. Social media, comparison. This person is getting 1,000 views. Why are you still on 3 views? Comparison. But the Bible says what? Those who compare themselves to themselves are not wise. So why is it not wisdom? It's not wisdom because you need to know life is relative. What is success? Success is the progressive realization of a wealthy ideal. So if you say you want to become a mother and you become a mother, you are a successful mother. Congratulations. Don't compare yourself to the mother with Dior. But you have to strive for more though. But I'm basically saying Dior is not the measurement of success. Dior is a preference. Success is the progressive realization of a wealthy ideal. So if you are somebody that you are saying, I need to catch every move, the stronghold will be FOMO, fear of missing out. So if people are making adverts, if everybody is talking about a strategy, you want to go and get it because what if you don't get it and it goes and leave you behind? No, sir, it is not true. Your behavior, over trading again, late entries, never satisfied with your setup, never. That means even though your setup is telling you wait for 2 days, it will play out. You can't because you are afraid. While you are waiting for 2 days, somebody else is taking the best trade. It's not true, but it's a stronghold. Are you with me? Stronghold number 5. If it's not perfect, I can't trust it. If it's not perfect, I can't trust it. It's a stronghold. How was this stronghold formed for you as a trader? You need an absolute confirmation before you act. True, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be aligned. You need to see your confluence, your checklist. That is all that matters. Perfectionism is not in trading because you will lose some, you will win some. Remember, trading is a game of probabilities. Are you with me? And so somebody who is always chasing perfectionism stuff, what is going to happen is you're going to be afraid to make mistakes. This is where analysis paralysis comes in, because over analysis will paralyze your analysis as well. And you cannot be able to make decisions because you are afraid of making mistake. And it is okay. Again, how did it come out? Past experience in your home, wherever, your school, your examinations. When you fail, they'll probably put your name on the board and say all those who failed, and you see your name at the last 3. Fear of failing, fear of mistakes, fear of what if. So because of that, you want things to be perfect, And when you think things have to be perfect, you overthink. And when you overthink, you cannot trust. That is a reality. So what will happen is that you will be missing entries. So if you are somebody here and you are missing entries and you're asking me, Cliff, why do I keep on missing my entries? Because there is a stronghold of you being afraid to make a mistake. But remember, failure is part of success package. Now, number 6. People who sometimes say, you know, I will blow it anyway. I'll blow it anyway. I might as well just go big. Let me just go big. This is coming from the type of an individual who have also had repeated failure without learning from them. Because remember, failing does not mean that you are done. Failing means you didn't know what to do. When you now know what to do and you don't do it, it's no more called failing. It's called bad decisions, and it has consequences. So not knowing something and you failed is different from knowing what to do and you don't do them. Happy are you if you know these things and you do them. Happy are you. So you need to be able to understand that failing doesn't necessarily mean that you are unintelligent. Failing means you didn't have access to knowledge and information. But when you get access to the information or the knowledge and you don't do them, it's no more called failing. It's no more called failing. Because as an individual, you need to keep on failing forward. Are you with me? So now the signs of a person who is always saying it will blow anyways, so why not go big? They always want to be in trades. They disrespect capital and they lack long-term vision. They just want to make everything now. Eventually, you will blow your money. Eventually, you will blow your money. And then the last stronghold is, if I don't trade daily, I'm feeling left behind. This is a little bit structured, somehow like FOMO, but it's more of somebody who, more of a herding behavior, like a FOMO. It has a, but I need to write this. If I don't trade every day, if I do not trade every day, this is the kind of people that will say things like, every single time my setup aligns together, I have to take the trade. It is not true, Chief. You have to be able to understand that knowing when not to trade is also part of trading. It's not only just when the setup is not aligning. Even when it aligns, you need to say, you know what, I'm out of the market because I've hit my target. If I do not trade today, if I do not trade every day, I am being left behind. Where does this stronghold come from? Where does this stronghold come from? Where does this stronghold come from? It comes from what we call the hustler culture, glorified grinding mindset, fear of being left behind. It's like, I'm grinding every day. There is time for everything. So you come from a place where maybe things are not really available, so you always have to do every single thing to make sure you get something into your hands. If this is who you are, that is how you will trade. Now, before I tell you how to identify yours and how to pull them down, I'm going to go it quickly. I want you to understand this. Strongholds does not mean you are bad. Stronghold is a system designed to protect you because of the way you grew up, the things you heard, and the person you are. And that is why you have heard me saying this before, that the current version of you right now is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. So if you don't understand this and you don't transform your mind, there are so many masterclasses on our platform. It can help you grow. Even if you don't like me, no problem. My goal is not that you and I will become friends. My goal is that you will be impacted by the knowledge and then you can grow. But if you want to become my friend, I will love that. Are you with me? Are we friends? If you are friends, drop the number ones in the chat. I know today I'm very, as I'm not cracking a lot of jokes because this is a serious topic. If we are still friends, just drop the number ones in the chat. Now, I want to tell you, how do you identify yours? 3 ways. Number 1, what emotion controls me most when I trade? What emotions control me most when I trade? This is a question everybody needs to answer. What emotions control me most when I trade? How to identify yours? What emotions control me most when I trade? Can you list some of them down in the comment section? I want to see something if you know some of yours. What emotions control me most? What emotions control me most when I trade? What emotions control me most when I trade? If you know yours, you can put in the comment, but I'm going to keep on moving on. Number 2, what outcome am I attached to? What outcome? Is it profit, loss? Is it the outcome of executing the right checklist? What outcome? What do you want? Because remember, I've said this before. A good trade is not a trade that made you money, and a bad trade is not a trade that made you lose money. A good trade is a trade that you planned to trade, and a bad trade is a trade you didn't plan to trade. So what outcome are you attached to? Very important that you understand this. What outcome are you attached to? What outcome? These are questions you got to ask yourself. You're asking me, Cliff, how do I identify my strongholds? And I'm giving you the questions. Number 2, what outcome are you attached to? What outcome are you attached to? Very important that you understand this. What outcome are you attached to? Number 3, what pattern keeps repeating regardless of strategy? What pattern keeps repeating? What pattern keeps repeating regardless of the strategy? So now you have to be able to understand what patterns keeps on repeating regardless of the strategy. These are the 3 things you need to ask yourself if you want to identify a stronghold. You can apply this strategy in all area of your life, not just trading, but of course I'm talking to traders. So at the end of the day, keep that in mind. What emotions control me most when I trade? What outcome are you attached to? What pattern keeps repeating regardless of the strategy? Now, the next thing I'm going to give you guys is quite very simple. How to pull it down. 4 strategies. How to pull it down. This strategy may not be somehow technical, but they are spirit-led. Number 1, you have to name it. You have to name it. When I was being vulnerable to you guys, I was not being vulnerable because I was trying to be funny or I want somebody to feel bad for me. I was being vulnerable because that was how I came out. You got to be vulnerable to yourself. You got to be vulnerable. You got to be open-minded and say it out loud. Name it. What is the stronghold? I remember when I used to have a stronghold of overspending. I used to spend a lot. I used to spend a lot. Even I don't know even if right now it has become completely gone, but now I've become completely structured and very, very, very wisdom-based by the grace of God. But I used to spend a lot. I used to be the kind of person I would go to a mall and I would see the new Beats by Dre back in the days. I'll never forget. And I would just buy the Beats by Dre because I thought I had to buy it. I will go to some. I used to buy things. I used to buy things a lot. I would see this. I'm like, I buy. And it was coming from a place where I didn't used to get the things I wanted. So I wanted to just buy the things I can buy now. And so that was how it was. It was a stronghold. And I realized that there is nothing wrong spending money on yourself. But if it's not in moderation, there is something wrong. So name it. If you don't name the stronghold, it stays hidden. Name it. Name it. You have to name it. Name it. And again, if you guys struggle trying to break a specific stronghold as a trader, don't worry. As long as you guys let me know if there is demand, I will create another program just like the grid. And then we will use it to do this. I didn't create any program for this now. If you guys want to be able to do it, I can give you the list. You know what? Just let me know. If you guys want me to create a program for stronghold pulling down, let me know in the comment section right now. We have so many people here in the comment. Just put it in the comment. Let me know if you need this. If you guys think I should make this for you, and if you need it, just let me know. I will make it for you guys. Okay. But for now, let me just say it and write it down. Number 1, you name it and you pull it. How do you name it? You have to be honest with yourself. When you ask these questions, what is it about me that I know that it is? I know I'm defending it, but it's weird. Is it spending? Is it womanizing? A stronghold. Maybe when you were young, they told you were not handsome. So now you have beard, you look good. And so you literally want to pay back every single. No, it's not good, Chief. It's not good. You have to discipline yourself. So number 1, they are all strongholds. If it's about womanizing, stronghold. If you're a lady and right now you cannot let guys sleep, it's also a stronghold. It's more than just a sin. It's a stronghold. It's a way you behave. Is the way you behave. It may be the way you spend, maybe the way you talk, maybe the way you react. Small thing that you are angry, it's a stronghold. Find out what it is. It's very important that you understand. So name it. Don't be shy. You are talking to yourself. If you want to make it easy, look into the mirror. Look into the mirror and name it. After you have named it, what next? Expose its roots. So everything I was doing here with you guys right now, I was showing you how strongholds are being pulled down. I started by telling you some of mine by name. I told you where it came from. I said the way I grew up, and when I wanted something I didn't get. So number one, you name it. Number two, you expose it, the root. What lie did you agree with? Somebody said you are stupid because you didn't lie. It's not true. You are not stupid. You are an honest, genuine person. So now you will go back and say, I like lying. That is why do I like lying? I don't know why. It's like sometimes, even though I'm not bad, but it's like I have to lie to protect people. Where did they come from? It came from this area. Oh my God. It's not that I'm a bad person. I just want to protect people. And then your brain will not, but that's not how you protect people. You protect people by telling them the truth. Okay, I am an honest person. I am an honest person. Are you with me? So you have to expose the roots of the problem. What did you agree with that is not true? What version of you was created to protect that lie? Is it hustling? Is it overtrading? Is it telling people the things they want to hear because you don't want them to know that your trading is still not working? Are you sometimes angry at Cliff because you know you are not a profitable trader and he's telling you why, and you know if you accept it now, then it means all this year you have been lying. You have to go back to that. It's not too late. It's not too late. Ladies and gentlemen, you can come out of that trap, because stronghold can be a trap even though it's trying to protect you. So number one, you name it. Number two, you expose the roots, the cause of where it came from, that lie. Number three, break the agreement. Remember, you don't break a thought by thinking. Come on, TP family, how do you break a thought? I've taught you guys this. It's a neuroscience-backed information plus a spiritually led understanding. How do you break a thought? What do you do? If you don't break a thought by thinking, you break a thought by doing what? Let me go into the comment section right now. How do you break a thought? You break a thought by doing what? You break a thought by doing what? How do you break a thought? You break a thought by affirmations, great, but how do you break a thought? Come on now. How do you break a thought? You break a thought by talking. Let's say somebody is telling you you are poor, and you go back, oh my God, I'm not poor. You are thinking it in your head. I'm not poor. I'm not poor. You are losing. You don't break a thought by thinking. You break a thought by talking. I am great. I am great. Maybe your family. Once upon a time, one of my family members looked at me and told me that if they are contributing 50 pesos. If you are in Ghana, you know 50 pesos back in the days, many years ago. My uncle looked at me in the eyes and told me, if everybody is contributing 50 pesos, he will not contribute 50 pesos. That's what he told me many years ago, many years. Imagine if that was my mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, break the thought. Break the thought. I know some people will look at me and see this is weird. It's not weird. Break the thought. Yes, last week you didn't make no money. No problem. Break the thoughts. You were having back-to-back losses. That is why we gave you guys the mindset audio. Break the thought. You look at yourself and it looks like your whole family is saying that you were a prodigal son. Break the thought. You look at yourself and everybody is looking at you like you were a failure. You are still doing this trading thing. Break the thought. You must be angry in your spirit this evening that strongholds must be pulled down. Strongholds must. Some of you guys are meant. Yes, you are making $1,000, $2,000. Good for you, but you can make 5,000. You can make 10,000, right? You can make 1 million. I'm not even talking to you guys anymore. I'm talking to myself, the future version of myself. Cliff, you can make 1 billion. Cliff, you can make 100 million. Cliff, you can make 50 million. Cliff, you can make 30 million. Break the thought. Come on now. Who said that you cannot become financially free? Who said that you have to remain at the level? Who said Nigeria is limited? Who said Ghana is limited? Who said the tariff in the United States might limit you as a person living in the United States? Break the thought. Break the thought. Come on now, break the thought right now this evening. Break the thought. Break that thought. If you don't break this thought, it's building a serious building. Some of you guys, your stronghold looks like Apple headquarters. You are in trouble. Break the thought, oh. Because if your stronghold looks like Apple headquarters, it will take you many years if you don't break this thought now. Some of you guys, your stronghold still look like a dog cage. You can break it easily. But some of you guys, it looks like a tall building. If your stronghold looks like Burj Khalifa, you are in trouble. Take this session very seriously. Break the thought. How do you pull it down? You name it. Number two, you expose its roots. Number three, you break the agreement. How do you break it? You break the thought. Because remember, I said strongholds are taught. They are like bricks and they form a building and they create a defensive system. Ladies and gentlemen, your body will always create a defensive system. Your body will always create a defensive system. That is why when a woman is pregnant, immediately they start to have something called immune system reduction, so that the body will not kill the child. Your body is designed to protect you and everything concerning you. So if you don't break this thought, if you don't let your mindset believe that right now you have awoken, I know that my mindset is always telling me that I am not meant to be a successful trader, but today I have come. I have come with a new thought. I have come with a new brick. So you know why now you are declaring every morning. Every single morning you are declaring brick by brick. I am a performer, brick by brick. It took years for the whole entire system to form a stronghold that is limiting you. By brick, every morning you are declaring, I am a performer, I am a performer, I am a successful trader. And your brain doesn't have to believe it, but just like a drug, take that medicine and see what it will do in your life 2-3 years from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now. Break that thought. Number 1, name it. Number 2, expose it. Number 3, break the agreement. Number 4, rewire the truth. How do you rewire the truth? Now you have realized that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now you have realized that you are meant to be a successful trader. Now you have realized that trading is 90% psychology. No problem. You know becoming is uncomfortable, but you are going to learn. You are going to learn on the masterclass, not just cliff lessons alone. Secret of the Millionaire Mind. You are reading the book. Mark Douglas is putting books across. You are learning. You go and you find another book. You are learning. Psychology of money. You are learning. TP masterclass. You are learning. Transformation every week. Transformation every month. Transformation every minute. Mindset audios. You are learning. Break the thoughts. God, thank you. Break the thoughts. Guys, I'm caught off guard. Right now, it's no me speaking anymore. Break the thought, break the thought, break the thought, break the thought. You are not mount to anything. It's a lie. Break the thoughts. Listen, guys, if I don't stop this masterclass now, I'll not finish. I hope you are angry in your spirit. That all the thoughts that you have been believing, some of them, your bosses told you that if you leave this office, you will not get any opportunity anywhere. You are joking. Who are you? Break the thought. I am leaving because you don't see me that I am worthy. That is why I'm leaving, not because I am lazy. I am leaving because the environment, I have outgrown it, and you don't seem to see my value. Even though, yes, if I leave, I may suffer for 2 weeks, but break the thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a successful trader. You are a successful trader. Success is not identity. Success is structure. When you find the structure, the success is an outcome. Break the thought. Cancel the identity from your losses you have been having. It is not who you are. You are not a loser. You are just a person who experienced losses. Break the thought. Enough is enough. That mentor who bought the G-Wagon is not your G-Wagon. So don't fight for him. Don't fight for him. Don't say, why are you insulting him? He's a goat. Let him fight for his goatness. But for you and your household, you must become financially free. And the only way to do that is to make sure you become a person of transformation with a superior belief system. Whether you are a trader, a footballer, it doesn't matter. You need to break the thought of negativities and become the person behind the strategy that makes decisions with clarity, discipline, less emotional with emotional intelligence, so that when you go into the market, you know I am a performer. Break the thoughts. 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 Number 1, you name it. Number 2, you expose the roots. Where did it come from? Did your grandfather tell you? Did your mother tell you? Did your father tell you? Did your friends told you? Some of you guys right now, you are around a group of people, 5, 6, 7 friends of yours, and none of them believe in trading. They will hunt you down. The stronghold will mount up for you to think trading is for people who don't have anything to do in life. It's not true. Break the thoughts. Break the thoughts. For me, if you're not angry, I'm angry for you. You must become successful, because we live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, what is coming in this world in the next 2, 3, 5 years? If you don't take mental transformation seriously, you will not survive. You will not survive. If you don't become emotionally intelligent, trading is the least of your problem. You will not survive in a generation where everything looks chaotic. You must become emotionally intelligent as a person that performs well in trading. Not because you want to trade, you have to become a better version of yourself. So break the thought. Some of you guys will need to call your family and say, I forgive you. For many years, I was blaming myself as a victim and you for my problems, but I realized knowledge is what was missing. But today, I am breaking the thought. So from Monday, from tomorrow going, you are breaking the thought. From Monday, you are breaking the thought. Just like how it took time for strongholds to build so that you are surviving instead of becoming. Now you are building another dimension of a building. So I want you to look at yourself and tell yourself, I am becoming. I am becoming. I am becoming. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, by the grace of God, I'm going to announce the topic already. Many of the people don't understand what goals are. I want to teach a very powerful topic. And if I teach that topic, you will hit your goals. This topic, I am announcing it today because it's either you're going to invite somebody or you yourself will not miss that masterclass. You must come and learn how to set structured goals as a trader and how to achieve it, not with opinions, with structure, systems. Are you with me, guys? Structure and systems to achieve them. So let me wrap up today. I don't want to take much of the time. I know that people will sometimes say Cliff teaches a lot, but it's because it takes time to work on the mind of an individual. It takes time. The mind of a person is very serious. It's very delicate. You have to take time and bring it to a place of understanding. If not, they will never understand. And, teaching somebody with the truth is like, have you ever had a meal and the meal is so good that you are hungry that the minute you had the meal, it made you more hungry because the meal was small? That is how truth is. If I'm giving it and I don't give it to the point of finishing, it will hurt you, because it will leave you thinking, what should I do? That is why it takes time for these masterclass to finish. Are you with me? So I need to make sure I structure the information very well. Ladies and gentlemen, there is many information that we are about to teach. What we were doing for the last 15 episodes, we're building foundation. We are now about to go into the neuroscience behind why people behave the way they behave. We are going to understand the real meaning of neuroplasticity as a trader. There are many information. I don't know when we're going to finish all the topics. The day if we finish in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, we will close the TP Masterclass, maybe, I don't know, and say we are done. But for now, we have a lot of things to learn because a lot of people needs to be transformed. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget tonight's teaching. Break the thought. Break the thought. How do you break it? Name it. Expose it. Break the agreement and rewire the truth. How do you rewire the truth? So let me give you an example before you leave this call. Let's say you came and you are somebody who overtrades. Now you have realized it's coming from a stronghold of I need to survive. I need to do everything to make sure. So you are forgetting trading has its own rules and regulations, like do not overtrade. So where did the overtrading coming from? Some of the people, there is a lady, she's from India. Probably she's listening to me right now. I went on a call with her, an amazing individual I love to mentor so much in one of the TP. She's not my private mentee, but she just needs help. So I went on a call with her and she said that hello sir, I don't know why I'm losing trades back to back and so on and so forth. What should I do? I need to make money. I said, what is your goal? He said, my goal is to be able to make sure I can make money and break my family out of poverty and so on and so forth. I said, okay. So because of the problem of your family, you are overtrading. But if you don't solve the problem for you first, how do you solve the problem for your family? So in the next couple of few weeks and days and months, can we, forget about your family for a second? Because if you don't forget about them and kill that thought and build your life and save them, you both will die there. It's very important that you understand this. So as an individual, that is why a lot of generation people struggle forever, because one person must arise and say, listen, I love you guys, but I gotta make it and then come back and help you. Because if I put you all in the boat, we all drown. It is not called selfishness, it's called wisdom in operation. And you can find this in so many areas in the Bible. I can give you some examples right now, but I don't want to waste you guys your time because we're almost done. But you need to be able to understand this, that if you are here and you're struggling, it's so that you can be able to save your family. You are a beautiful, lovable child in that family. But I'm sorry to tell you this, if you don't find a balance between love and focus, you both will drown. You and your family, you all will drown, because you need to come out of the frame and to be able to save them. You can't save them from the same frame. It's not possible. Maybe this is somebody's deliverance. Somebody right now is listening to me and telling me, Cliff, my goal is to be able to help my family. I love you for that. And the Bible even says, honor your mother and your father, and your days might be numbered. So I believe you. But listen to me carefully now. If you don't understand the difference between loving somebody and dying with the individual in ignorance, you will suffer for a long time. You need to be able to understand that family is beautiful, but it's a generational, transgenerational allegiance. So you need to be able to know, hey, I love my family and they are the reason I am learning how to trade. However, I need to focus now in the next 2-3 years. That means if you need to go to the fanciest restaurants and then go and open your mind with another like-minded people, don't feel guilty for buying the ticket to go to the hotel, because out of that hotel, your brain will open to get another relationship that will bail you and your family out. Don't feel guilty. This is many people's strongholds. But tonight, break the thoughts. Break the thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a trader and you are listening to me, with your trading life and your actual life, they mirror each other. If you don't find a way to fix your life, your trading won't be fixed. With that all being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's masterclass. Thank you guys so much. Today, as you guys can see, the energy didn't start in the beginning very strongly because there is a little bit of some tiredness somewhere because of all the things we are doing. But at the end of the day, I hope you guys learned something. Don't miss next week's masterclass. Invite somebody who needs to hear this. And also, most importantly, please listen. If you want to be featured, on our website, so the Cliff Cheqona website is almost done. If you want to be featured on the website with your testimony, we are going to provide a link whereby you can share your testimony, what TP Masterclass and TP Family have done for you, and we will feature you on our website as part of the community testimonials. It's not compulsory. It's just anyone who wants to be featured on the platform. So with that all being said, thank you so much, guys, for every single thing that you are doing for the community. I've seen all those who invite people, all those who share the links. I've seen you guys all. Thank you. God bless you. And I pray that your trading life will not remain the same again after this live stream as well. I will see you guys next week. Take care and bye-bye. Take care. Bye.
Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Trading.